This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Welcome back to the insanity that is Access Vegas, where we come week by week and try to offend you in different ways possible until we get canceled. We're very happy to have several guests with us today.
Working on that cancellation. We're already on some government watch lists. Get ready. So here we go. She is from Las Vegas. She's an adult actress. Please welcome for the first time to the show, Rhiannon. How you doing, Rhiannon K?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you for having me.
For sure. She's all the way down from Houston, Texas. She owns an entertainment.
Oh.
No, you. She's from Houston, Texas. She owns an entertainment company. Please welcome Riley. How you doing, Riley?
Hi, how are you guys doing? I don't know where to look.
There you go. You got it. Where you're looking is fine. She's an entertainer here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Danny Lyons. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing amazing. I hope everyone who's watching is doing great as well.
Okay, we'll see that until they start talking shit, and then you need to go talk shit back. Here we go. And she's from Calgary. She has a master's in business, and she is a certified fuckboy. It is Katie Moore. How's it doing, Katie?
Hi, everybody. Love the fuckboy.
Good to have Katie here. It's incredible.
From
All
Las
right.
Vegas University.
She is a lingerie fighting championship league fighter. She's from New York. It is Avery. How's it going, Avery?
Guys.
Avery Ryder.
Always good.
Nice. And she's also from Calgary. Randomly, they didn't know each other. She does nothing for a living. She's just Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
She just does nothing.
She's a woman of leisure.
She just
Canada.
She's one of those celebrities with one name.
she's just Zoe. She's the only one.
Zoe.
Okay.
Woman of leisure.
All right, so real quick, I want to say thank you to everybody who came out to Halfway to Halloween Party. We did that to support the troops during that event. Yeah, there we go. And then also I want to say thank you to everybody who came out to the Bunny Ball on the 20th, where we raised a bunch of money and collected stuffed animals for children in orphanages and hospitals and things like that. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about having charity events and then using that to build an incredible social circle of really, really amazing people, hit us up at moamentoring.com because we were one of the sponsors for those events. So that was pretty cool. And what's going on with you, man? Any new watch lists?
No, I'm just locking horns with people on Twitter. However, I did right before the show. I have to give one real big shout out to a Mr. Matt Walsh. Thank you for interviewing my boy James Sexton not too long ago. He's going to have his show is going to be up next week, and it was an interview between Matt Walsh and James Sexton, and I think it's going to be very interesting, a good conversation, especially for. Well, actually, this show. Thank you very much.
Content.
Yeah, free content.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get to some of these videos, guys. We have a ton of we have so many videos we want to react to today that we might not even have time to do them all. Do you have one that you want to go with first?
Which one you want to do?
Let's do Never Approached by a Woman. Do you have that one?
I have it. Here we go.
Let's, guys, everybody, please take a look up here. This is quote of the ethos
50%
of this
of men aged 18 to 24 have never approached a woman in person in their life, and like even a higher percentage, 18 to 30, haven't approached a woman in the last year.
I have a slightly weird take on this, which is that actually the thing you hear about as sort of the thing that Gen X people talk about of going up to someone in a bar and this being a way of striking up relationships, I think that was a very brief period of history, sort of post-sexual revolution but pre-internet, where that was considered normal. The normal way, actually, that people start relationships in the vast majority of cultures is to be like, it is like semi-arranged marriage, right? Like not the full, you've never met this person before, 13-year-olds, whatever, getting betrothed, like not like that, but the sort of you're introduced by family members, mutual friends, you're known in the community, you go to the same church, whatever it is, and then both of your families like consent to the marriage and it works out okay.
Okay, the reason why I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was something interesting because I'm old enough to remember this. There was this time period between the beginning of the sexual revolution and the beginning of social media where guys went up to bars and went up to women in bars and talked to them.
Did they?
Right, they did. And they did this for about, but the thing is, what she's pointed out was really interesting is that throughout human history, it's this small 50-year period, and then that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Before that, there was like a lot of arranged marriages where you just married someone that was in your tribe. And now with social media, the number of people that you see, like, so it's so funny because we keep talking about this approach culture and how it's gone. But I think it's just this it's really interesting the way she explains it, like from an evolutionary standpoint. It's just this small period of time where guys could go up and talk to women at a bar and weren't shamed for it. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to say Gen X. This guy.
Yeah.
Well, like, when was the last time any of you
it.
guys were approached by a guy in a bar?
Rhiannon?
All the time. But to be honest, it actually, so when it comes to like people and what is it called? Evolution, right? There's a direct link between what I would call that a sweet spot.
Yes.
So they actually, they talked about this with Sex in the City. When a man feels like they really want to give their all and do what they want to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a midlife crisis sort of thing, but instead of evicting the normalcy, they want to jump head into it. They want to be involved. They want to talk about it. They want to make compromises. That is a sweet spot.
Right. Well,
I've only been approached to a bar my whole life once.
Riley, you got to talk to the microphone.
Okay, so my bad, people. So my whole freaking life, I've only been approached to the bar one time, and I have like notoriously known for being out almost every night of the fucking week, and like people are scared to come up and talk to me. I don't know.
I'm scared now. I totally understand.
I'm so tired. What do you mean?
I've known her for over 10 years, and I'm still scared.
Yes, you understand.
There's an art.
So when you say a sweet spot, I just want you to consider, like, let's just say maybe the baby boomer generation from that point forward going to a bar and meeting a girl, that wasn't something that quite big in the 20s and 30s, and then once we get to the 50s, from the 1950s all the way, like you mentioned Sex in the City, that show would not have happened had there been social media. Because the point of the show was they were meeting people at speed dating places or different places in Manhattan, and that wouldn't have happened before. They would have the dating apps would have taken over. So the point,
speed dating needs to come back.
The point is no, it is speed dating. Speed dating is now called Hinge. It's called Tinder.
I don't do dating.
That's what speed dating is.
You cannot find me on the internet to date me.
I'm banned from Tinder.
Because did you try to get anybody to go down your OF?
No, I really wasn't.
Okay, because that's usually why they ban people.
No, I was looking for love.
Okay. All right, so just the point is, like, here's the other issue. We're never going back. Right, we're not getting rid of social media. No. Social media will become more pervasive. They're going to put chips in your fucking head. They're going to put you're going to be able to see the screens on your glasses here pretty soon. We're only going in one direction.
What is the difference between social media and neighborhoods?
What do you mean?
Back in the day.
Well, social media is 100x, 100,000x bigger.
Face-to-face,
small towns,
face-to-face meetings.
Small towns.
Everyone, like, a keyboard warrior.
If you live in a small town and you do something, everyone knows about it.
But do you know your neighbors now?
Oh, yeah.
She tries. Yeah. We used to be roommates,
I know all
So do you know your neighbors?
Any of my neighbors.
I don't know any of my neighbors.
I don't know the name of a single person on my floor, except my neighbor's one in my sales team. But other than that, I don't know anybody on my floor.
Yeah, it's completely different lifestyles.
And when I was
home, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm just curious. When we were growing up, I remember all of my neighbors when I was growing up in 1980 in Dallas, Texas. I remember every single. All of them.
Person on my block.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Okay, Rhiannon.
So you don't know any of your neighbors. When is the last time that you have gone to the grocery store to make like some cornbread or like some banana pudding? You know what the fuck?
I think that's culturally inappropriate to say cornbread. Isn't that right? It's like a racist. You can't say cornbread anymore.
Excuse me.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. I'm kidding.
I'm the only one allowed to say I eat cornbred and collard greens. Okay. But no.
I think collard greens is a slur, isn't it? I don't think we can say that anymore. I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Hold up.
Rhiannon, go.
On some real stuff. When is the last time you've gone to your neighbor and asked for a cup of sugar or an egg?
No one does.
Never.
That's crazy.
22.
Y'all need to get outside.
And then I stopped doing that.
No, when I'm coming in and out of my building that I live in, I barely even see anybody.
your neighbor is your best friend.
I think it kind of depends on where you're at.
Your neighbor is your best friend.
You remember that time?
It does.
That wasn't my neighbor. That wasn't my neighbor. That wasn't my neighbor.
In our front door and she fought him.
Anyway, buck naked.
Quite honestly, I'll tell you what's weird is I am exactly in the demographic that she was talking about. And I'll tell you the strange thing about this is there's never been a time in my life where I haven't thought that was the normal way of actually like going up and meeting. Like when I'm talking to guys, or like if people are reading my books or whatever, and they're asking me questions stuff, it's really kind of, I have to sort of keep myself up with like, Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, all the things that are like going on right now, because I mean the technology advances, right? But I'm from that era where if you're gonna go and you're gonna relate to a woman, if you're gonna learn what works for you, you've got to go do it live in fucking real time, and you got to take those rejections like right on the chin. But I'll tell you what's weird. What's weird to me is like prior to the sexual revolution, none of that was normal for anyone until like maybe like, I don't know, 1975 and Studio 54 and all that other shit that was going on back then. And then through the 80s, like when I was growing up, I graduated high school in 1986, right? So like during the mid 80s, casual sex was just something that people were talking about, that we just understood it as that's the way it was supposed to be, right?
Yes.
And so then you get into the early 90s and everything else, and you learn what worked for you. If you wanted to go and meet women, you had to go where the women were. You couldn't just go find them online. There was no cell phones, there was no nothing, and you had to do it live in real. And it was tough. It was, I don't, what's interesting is I never really realized how tough that could be for guys, especially now, because most men just simply aren't approaching, period, whatsoever. That's what she was talking about, is
really
those,
scary.
the Gen Zers are not approaching because they have a buffer, and that buffer is their cell phone.
So here's two things. Number one, they're not approaching, but number two, I don't know if you guys remember, most of you probably don't, but before 2006, I would go to a bar, and you know what I'd see at a bar? Beautiful women everywhere. And that stopped happening. If anybody went to, I'm not going to say the names, but if any of you guys were at any of the strip clubs in this city prior to 2011, it was like the fucking Playboy Mansion. And it's not like that anymore, because OF has pulled those girls, not all of them, but a lot of girls still like dancing. But the girls who didn't want to dance, who wanted to stay at home with their wife and their husband and kids and just do their work on OF, they got pulled out of the strip clubs. And so, and then before that whole revolution, you guys are never going to believe this, but the hottest girls used to work at Hooters and Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
but I know some of you are like, that's not possible. Yes, I'm talking about 1995.
Yes.
Like they used to work there.
I was born in 95.
Yeah, so like that, it was very different.
Can I say something funny about Hooters? Okay, so one time, like I was born
into the microphone.
I was born in 95, and like I idolized Hooters growing up. But like I was like 15, and like snuck to like one of the restaurants because I'd never even been in, because my family was like really conservative, and I like bought the outfit that they like had the servers wear, and I wore it to the mall with my mom, and she left me at the mall and left with my little sister. She was like, "You look like a fucking hooker," and she left, and I was just like appalled, because I'm like, these girls wear this to work. Like a dude made this. I was 15 years old, and my mom, she couldn't even stand to be seen next to me.
But where did you buy it?
At Hooters.
I get
almost
it.
said hookers.
He bought it from Hooters.
If you know your mom was conservative and she was doing all that other stuff, you was pushing.
You could go to
okay,
like
my mom
she literally they say the name of the city you're in, and you can buy like the little red or orange shorts or the black shorts. I have it in every color now at this point.
So the girls at Hooters inspire you to wear it?
I mean, I wasn't gonna go be a server because I have impatience level 0.
Yeah, we can see. Can somebody get Riley a sedative? Can we do that? Is that possible? Let's tune it down. No, you cannot. Okay. Let's do this. Can we do the next video?
Wait, I got to ask Danny.
Go ahead. Danny?
When's the last time a guy came up to you in a bar and asked you out, or like put the moves on you?
Oh my gosh. So for me, it happens quite often, especially because of my work.
Okay, well, as a dancer.
Yeah, as a dancer. Okay. Every single day when I go out, there's always somebody.
But is it because of the work? Like, have you ever not been at work at like a bar or out or something like that?
Even
obviously in the clubs, that's going to happen.
Even when I'm not at work, I still get approached. I think it's all about personality, and you can read a woman pretty good by how she acts, and if she's chill, she's a sweet girl. They're we're pretty easy to approach, you know. Like I love talking to people. So
Have you ever been approaching like a bookstore or someplace that's like not the club?
Oh, I get approached in grocery stores, restaurants all the time.
Denny,
I do.
has your work changed your view of men? Because I talked with Nara Ford about this, and like when I had her on the show, and I was like, when you were working at the Rhino, did it change your view about like monogamy? Was monogamy possible because of the way you would see men with wedding rings in there all the time? Did it ever did it change your view at all?
Honestly, no, it hasn't.
Okay.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
I deal with married men all the time, but I also realize when you're in the club and you're with these women, it's completely different than being in a relationship.
So you can understand the decontextualized like attraction men have for women as opposed to the relationship.
Absolutely,
you can separate the two.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
because a lot of women can't do that. Like
Yeah,
they
a lot
don't
of
because like they don't understand. Like I think if women fully understand, I'm not saying that women can't have sex with no emotion. They can, but if you understood how easy it was for men,
Yeah.
I mean, but let me ask you something. Could you when you were 22, or was that something you learned over time?
At 22, I dealt with a narcissistic fucking husband. So yeah, I absolutely could after him.
Yeah, after him. Okay.
After him, yes, because I had the kind of like I don't give a shit about like men mentality. Like it was my turn to like kind of like be that one. I kind of like switched roles with my ex after the fact, just because like I was mentally
You became the man you wanted to date.
I became the man I wanted to kill.
Okay, interesting.
It got real.
That's hot.
Yeah, honestly, like because I was like, well, he manipulated me so much that it was kind of like my little like internal revenge.
So all those guys you talk to now, you manipulated them. I'm kidding. I'm messing
Not
with
anymore.
you. Not anymore. But you've done it before. Okay.
Oh yeah, I definitely had my period that I did that.
Okay.
But-
Go ahead, Rhiannon.
So, like, ooh, this is weird. I can hear myself. Anyway, so I've grown in the sex worker industry for a long time. My mom is a dancer and everything like that. I really like your perspective, very much so, because like it's so much different, but I feel like there's so much tying into everything that's going on now that's not actually being actualized, that I'm not sure that I can put it into words myself, because I'm not a scholar. But I think that like what everyone goes through is a reflection of what they would like to actualize within their sexuality. So.
Well, like your social circle is like a reflection of you. Who you hang out with is a reflection of
Top 5
you.
people.
I think original courtship has actually fallen to the wayside.
There's no such thing as courtship.
chivalry is not
That's what I'm
dead.
saying.
You just have to
It
remind
has fallen to the
men.
There's never
wayside.
been, it hasn't been a thing since
No,
like
it
the mid
hasn't.
1700s.
I mean, every now and then you
You
will find
demand it, they
it,
give
but
it.
I feel like it's fallen to the wayside with the accessibility through social media and the internet, because now guys will DM 50 girls in one day with either a dick pic or
But where's
hey,
the longevity
whatnot.
in that?
Listen, if you couldn't send it to 50, they wouldn't give you the like mass text feature. What was it there for? God shouldn't have given us the mass. I'm just kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
mean, it works for him at some point. That's why he's continuously doing
That's
it.
actually true. Yeah, like when you see the thing with. Did you? By the way, did you see Harvey Weinstein had his?
Yeah, it got overturned.
Overturned.
Okay,
That's
obviously because
insanity.
Hollywood's fucking broke
That's
and they needed Miramax
Insanity. Okay. Anyway, all right.
My
So let's
opinion.
let's
I'm
keep
an
it going. I mean,
American citizen.
to be fair, like same thing happened with Bill Cosby, right? All right. So let's.
I got one real. I got one
Epstein
quick
just
question for
died.
Rihanna. So you're
Rhiannon.
Rhiannon. Okay. So you said your mom was a dancer.
She is.
She still is a dancer right
Oh,
now.
she's verified and everything. Look her up on
And you
Instagram.
do OnlyFans? You do what?
Yes.
You do. Now,
And she does
was
professional-
your mom influential in what you do now?
No.
No.
She's actually, she's more asexual.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, deadass, she's had sex with probably 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
like
and
seeing
4 of them
seeing her
are
as a
dads.
dancer isn't like, oh, I want to do what mom does.
Oh, no, not in that way.
No?
Not in that way at all.
But it probably changed
was
your
like,
perspective.
Have you ever seen that one, From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
You know, when
the
she
vampire
comes
one.
out with the snake,
Yes.
right?
You mean Salma
Imagine
Hayek?
if that's your mother.
Yeah. Your mother's Selma Hayek.
Hell
Yeah.
No, my mother is feminine,
Mommy.
divine.
No, I know, but Selma Hayek. Was,
Selma-
never mind.
Selma-
Never mind. Never mind.
Selma Hayek.
Speaking of Harvey Weinstein.
I
Speaking of Harvey Weinstein.
But what I'm saying
I'll
is,
show
like,
her.
basically, it's like a lot of people don't get to have the blessing that I have.
Yeah.
Like, some people are
Her
sheltered
mom's a
and
blonde, by the
ashamed
way.
and weird and just
This
they
actor
can't
is
talk
so
about
hot.
it. I'm very spoiled. Very, I know. I'm very spoiled. And the fact of when I ask my mom a question, we can have a conversation about it. Will we like what we have to
They're
say?
like best
No, but
friends.
will we say it?
Do you have
Yes.
do you have sisters or brothers?
Absolutely.
Here we
I
go.
have 18 brothers and sisters on my
Jesus
birth
Christ,
father's
what?
side.
They were
18
busy.
brothers.
What?
Yeah,
They're busy.
my birth father's side. On my birth mother's
Okay.
side, I have 3,
Danny's face.
which is me and my 2 little brothers. On my stepfather's side, I have 7 other siblings, and they're a little
Now,
bit older.
are any of them in the same business or related
no.
business as you? You're the only one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I make
It means
sure.
she has siblings
Oh,
in
yeah.
the music industry. I don't know.
All right.
So like every
Nice.
time that I made a video or did anything, I made sure to tell my family. That way, my little brothers didn't look up something and find my video.
Got it.
You know
Honesty
we're
is the best
friends,
policy.
What do you want to do next?
Video.
Let's just
Let's
do
go.
let's
Let's
do
move
the
on.
next video. Eligible in New York. I want to see this.
No.
This is really interesting. You
Oh,
guys
boy.
seen us? We've used the delusional calculator. This is kind of like a manifestation of that.
Yeah. You ready for me?
This is New York City. There's like 1 billion people outside that door.
Yeah, but how many eligible people? There are 8 million people in this city. Sounds like a lot, right?
It does.
But half of them are women. And as hard as I tried in college, I don't swing that way.
How hard did you try?
Let it go.
Okay.
So, 4 million men. And then you gotta have some age limits. Let's say over 20,
Gotta keep it legal.
under 40.
Keep it sexy.
Now it's a million.
Right. We're talking about 1 million guys.
But half of them are married. 10% are gay. I want someone college educated, not too ugly. So,
There's your boyfriend.
I wish. He's gotta be taller than me.
Crushes it.
And he's gotta want kids. So, yeah, I'm on 10 different dating websites to increase my odds.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I don't like
That's
it.
sad.
Pretty accurate.
Sad.
That's
I've never been on a dating website in my life.
I
Well,
don't,
don't forget about dating
I
website.
agree with you.
I don't
Not a
like
dating
it.
No,
website.
it's not a dating website. It's just a very simple thing. Like she lives in a city with 8 million people, and the concept of like, look, we just use the metrics of 6 feet tall and $100,000 a year. That's 2.3% of men.
Can I point something out?
Go
I
ahead.
might
She
use the
never
metric of
factored
tall.
in love.
Right, but that
No,
so but love
is
make
a
hold on.
random
That's making my point for me.
Yes.
Like love makes it harder. Does that make sense? So like for
No,
instance,
it makes it easier.
no.
You don't get to that
You don't
unless
get
you
to
get through the criteria.
Yeah, there's certain criteria that you have to meet first. You don't think women disqualify men for being too short? Really, Rhiannon? You don't
I
think
mean,
it
I'm
happens?
5'10"
I
without
never
shoes.
said that.
So.
Okay, so those men. So how tall would a man have to be to date you, Rhiannon?
She's dated some short
First of all, I'm
motherfuckers.
pansexual, so
Okay.
I don't think that I'm the right audience for you to be asking that question.
Okay, so you don't care how tall they are.
No.
Okay,
Can
you
I
know,
eat?
You know, some women.
She's like, can I eat?
I love
Oh, eat
to
food. Okay, yeah, the for sure. So the thing. I know.
Really?
Wow,
I'm
it's
dead
like-
ass.
it's a-
Not just
Girl,
a crazy
like,
place
you
here.
need to spend the night with her. It's hilarious.
I make really good food.
No, I believe you do.
So
So do I.
All right,
She
so
got me a birthday cake
so
one
just
year.
the concept. Does anybody here like have you experienced this before, where it's like you have the ability to meet a guy that you find attractive, but a lot of other women want him, or when you meet these guys, there a lot of them fall short, and it's just a bunch of left swipes. Zoe, what do you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, I was also like watching that back, and I was thinking about last time we were here. You were talking about statistics
Yeah.
of men, and I was like, but these men don't like. This isn't applicable to the men that I date. Give me the statistics of the men that I will date.
Okay,
and
so,
actually
so
attract.
do you want to do it now? Do you know what they are?
No.
Wait, what do you have? Like, do you want? We haven't done this in
I'll get
almost
it.
like
I'll
a
bring it
year.
up. Hang on.
a while.
Let's do it. So, do you guys want to check? I want everyone in your mind before we ask, so we can make this
Yeah.
really quick. I want a minimum height, a minimum income.
Fuck, why?
Okay,
6
and then
feet.
and then an age for the type of man that you guys want to date. Can we do this real
6
quick?
feet, 200
No, not yet. Do we have it up yet?
At
I'm
least
just sad.
5'10", 5'11". If he's my height, which is 5'10" without shoes, that's fine.
Yeah, as long as a man isn't insecure with me wearing heels.
I mean,
like-
I've been engaged to somebody that was a little bit shorter than me, but he didn't care.
There it is. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of come up with one. What is a minimum height? You ready?
Probably 5'10", 5'11" for me.
6 feet.
5'10".
Oh wait, hold on. No, we got to do age first.
Okay, age. What age do you guys want? Give me an age range.
40.
Yeah, I
40?
would say 42.
I would say.
What's the youngest and what's the oldest?
Well,
I'm a cougar.
Youngest?
well,
But I also like
right
old
now,
men
34.
too.
Older than me.
Okay, give us an age range.
I'm fluid. I like them all.
Got it. But range 20.
Let's learn to use integers.
What's the youngest you would go?
Let's use
22.
integers.
22. Got it.
22.
Okay. Anybody else younger?
34.
Going once?
I
Going twice?
stole a
My age.
19-year-old's virginity the other day, but it wasn't on
25.
purpose.
25. Okay, that's under. Okay. Anybody go younger than 22? 22 once.
22 is not 22 is not realistic. Put 25.
Let's put 25.
It's 25.
Okay.
By the way, Danny, how much older is your boyfriend than you?
28 years.
He's 28 years, so he's got me beat because my girlfriend's 24 years right now.
And mine's 5.5 years younger than me.
Is your yes?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
So like, when you talk about height and everything, just that like what if they're in a wheelchair?
Rhiannon, here's the thing. It's fine. It's fine. Rhiannon, I know this is the first time. This is the first time you've been on the show, so I'm gonna try to help it out.
Yeah,
Here. Listen. So because the show, this is not a college level. Guys, everybody, can somebody get a sedative for Riley, please? All right, here we go. Let's chill out. Now, for guys, here's the thing. Because this is not a college level course and we only have a couple hours to do this, we can't say, yes, women like tall men. But except for me, in this one time, we're talking about generalities. Right, we're talking about generalities. In general, this is what people are into, okay? So we said, we'll just say 25 to 40. Can we do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
25
So
to
we can
40.
move
Got
forward.
it. Okay.
Okay. Excluding Mary. Riley, please.
Are
you?
Can we?
Is anyone a home?
Okay. Do you want to answer? What is it, Riley?
Okay, my minimum is 45, and then like
Into the mic. Into the
Into the microphone,
My
Riley.
minimum's 45, and the oldest is probably 70. Like that's my
45 to 70.
Yeah,
Okay.
everybody else
We can put 45. That's
45.
fine.
Got it. Okay.
We'll go 45.
Next. Married or not?
Would anybody be willing to date a married person?
Happily?
No. Okay. Go. Excluded married. Excluded married.
Or-
Got it. Okay.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
For this, we're gonna do.
Just say no.
On
She has to know and be a part of
What happens
the
to be
arrangement.
married? Does
Okay, we're gonna do any race. So let's move past that. Okay, and then minimum height. Here's the big one.
Minimum
Ready?
height.
Go ahead. Give me a minimum height.
Mine would be 6 feet.
6 feet.
Got it.
I'm tall though.
5'10".
5'10", go ahead.
At
I'd
least.
say 5'10".
5'10".
Fucking 5'6".
5'6". Go ahead.
5'11".
5'11".
4'7".
4'7". Let's
I
do
feel like that
5'10".
reflects our personal
5'10".
height.
Sounds good. Let's go 5'10".
5'10". And then
No, if they
was
can
anybody
be
here
like
fine with
Russian
obese
standing,
men?
I'm okay.
You guys are fine with obese, or you don't? You want to
I'm
exclude?
okay with them.
Okay, so let's exclude obese.
There's so much
Let's exclude
more.
obese.
Well, they do
Like
love,
when you push
they
down
do love
on
to
that
eat out.
little bit
So
of fat,
Yeah,
there's
beautiful.
so
All right,
much more.
here we go.
All right.
Zoe, minimum income. Stop, guys, please. Minimum income.
We're in trouble.
200,000.
200,000. Go ahead.
I don't care.
You don't care,
no.
Katie?
100K.
100K. What do you think?
70,000.
70,000.
You have to make more than me.
What? So minimum income. We're having a hard time with integers today.
I mean, I owe IRS and I'm paying off an payment plan $44,000.
I don't rely on men for my livelihood, so I can take care of myself.
Rhiannon, maybe you can give me a number. What's a minimum income?
Over 200,000.
Over 200,000.
300,000 a year.
Cool. Then
Because
let's
if
do
I make $25,000.
Let's do 175. Let's do 175. We're gonna average it out. 175.
Sounds good.
Okay, now here's what we're going to do.
Here we go.
We just gave you all those numbers. Now, of the percentage of total men, what percentage of men meet this criteria? Can you pull up the criteria
none.
again?
I actually did the test.
Okay, cool. What do you think?
We're single.
What percentage of men do you think, Riley?
Okay, wait.
Less
Not
than
married.
3%.
Not married. Any race. At least 5'10".
Not
tall,
obese.
Not obese, and earns at least $175,000 per
Less
year.
than 5%.
Danny, what's the number? Give me a percentage.
I'd say 12.
1%.
1%. What do you
I say
think?
12.
2.5.
2.5.
I say 12.
12%. What do you think?
I have no idea. Like 2%.
2%. What do you
2%.
think? Okay, I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to guess it's 0.2%.
Yep.
0.2%. I'm going to take 2/10 of one.
In the United States, right?
Yeah, it's 2/1000ths of 1%.
Oh, we're doing
There
it
we go.
today.
Oh, man, you did real
It's
good.
0.21%. Okay, yes.
That's what it is?
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's 1 in every 500 men.
No
meet
wonder
that.
I was single for 3 years.
Yes, meet that criteria. Now we have not selected for if he's a narcissist, if he's a psychopath, if he's handsome,
If he's the same religion.
if he's the same religion. We haven't selected for any of those things. So those numbers go down even more. Does that make sense?
I don't want to talk about that.
It's hard, right?
Can we leave our
I would
religion and
love to
politics?
date
with a haystack.
someone
I'm trying to
that
find
is
a-
okay with killing other people.
I got lucky this year. Let's just put it
Yes,
down.
you
I'm
did.
gonna go look on Christian Mingle.
Problematic.
But I met him at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not controversial. I'm a straight up.
I am controversial.
so
one is that?
This is where we get kicked off show.
He was just so nice
Which
to me
one?
that one time.
See? I get it. I get it. I totally get it.
Dude, no. Also, sorry, I'm so sunburned
Who's
right
that
now.
Longhorn's
Talking to
helmet
multiples?
Do you
though?
need help?
Hold on.
No, I'm good.
Rolly, is that yours? The Longhorns helmet?
That's mine.
Is yours? This your studio?
No, it's but does not belong to me. But I rent the studio.
No, but whose Longhorns helmet?
It's my helmet.
Oh, you like the Longhorns too?
I'm a Longhorn. Yes.
Yes, me too. I love that.
I don't have that one. You didn't give that one to me.
Yeah, I did. It's fine.
Cody Sanchez.
Right.
Here we go.
Oh wait, no, I have it. Is it this
Is
one?
everybody sneaking out?
Okay, I got it. I have it.
Hold on.
It was
Rihanna,
just
what
under
are
a
you doing?
different title.
Okay, sounds good.
She said,
Everybody look up at the screen real quick. We're going to do this one real quick. Everybody check it out.
Get up so you're on camera.
Okay, ready?
Long-term relationships where it could be 3 weeks of magic. And it's like a marriage. You're doing life. No one's slept at their place for the whole 3 weeks. Cooking dinner. You guys got a routine. And then you're like, no. And then you move on with your life. You wish them love and light. I love my love affairs. Yeah.
What?
Wait, start over again because we missed the first part.
Here you go.
I do love a good love bomb. Every now and then. I mean, yeah. You know, I call them my short-term, long-term relationships where it could be 3 weeks of magic. And it's like a marriage. You're doing life. No one's slept at their place for the whole 3 weeks. Cooking dinner. You guys got a routine. And then you're like, no. And then you move on with your life. You wish them love and light. I love my love affair.
Okay, Zoe, you seem to have a reaction to this. What do you think about this?
I did this exact thing back in September,
Mm-hmm.
and we went and got matching tattoos the day that we met, but
Yeah.
it just so happened
Where?
to be each other's names.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, he's dating my homeboy.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, so I know all about that. He was like on a flight to Canada like the following day, and then matching tattoos of each other's names, and yeah,
So what's
I love me a love bomb.
I think everybody does.
Okay,
Yeah.
is anybody here? Hey, Rihanna, can you come sit down real quick,
I can
please?
exploit
Can we
myself if you
somebody get him some Quaaludes or something? All right, so can you guys, do you guys have any preferences? Because I've heard women say this before, like they'll deal with a guy who's very logical and honest, and they would prefer to be love bombed. Have you ever had that situation?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I
love
like
the
being love
illusion.
bombed.
Right, who said that?
I love the illusion.
Go. You like the illusion?
Yeah.
Delusion,
It's
you
all
mean?
perceptions.
Stigmatized.
If my
Dick-
Delulu is Trulu, I'm okay. No Han Sulu. You feel me?
Katie, have you ever had this situation where you've been love bombed before?
Yeah, of course.
And did you prefer it,
Did you
or do you
dig it?
like the honesty more?
I prefer honesty.
Yeah. Was there a point in your life where you preferred the love bombing?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's interesting when you read different books. One of them, "When Men Behave Badly" by Dr. David Bussey, goes over the dark triad traits and how women find dark triad traits attractive. The main of the three, Machiavellianism, sociopathy, and narcissism, is narcissism. Most women, of the things they find attractive, narcissism is one of the things they find. Well, narcissism, in those places, you can be overly complimentary of someone, regardless of their feelings. And I've just seen this happen before, where a woman will go through a situation where, and I've had this happen before, where I told a girl, I was like, hey, I'm going to not be with you and only you. I'm going to see you and other people. And she's like, no, I'd rather be with this other guy, this other, bartender, male stripper, VIP host or whatever. And she's like, because he wants
the promoter.
Okay.
Brad the bartender.
Okay, here we go. Let me try this again one more time where I can say words. So it's the bartender, it's the VIP host, and it's the promoter. And then they're like, hey, I'm just going to be in a committed relationship with this person. And it's like, no, you're being love bombed. But they don't grasp that. And it feels like the fantasy tastes better than actually hearing reality for someone. Go ahead,
What do
Rihanna.
you think is love bomb?
Love bombing is when somebody is just wants to have sex with you in the short term, so says everything they possibly can in order to get you to comply with them.
Promises you the moon.
You think love
I feel like
bombing is?
there's a healthy level of
That's it?
narcissism sometimes, though.
No, I'm just saying, for you, I'm not going to lie, no disrespect, but that is such,
You didn't see the
bullshit.
video.
Love bombing is so much more than just telling somebody.
For
and
men,
lying
it's
to
different.
them. No, love bombing is hey, the love languages, right? If you want to love bomb, you have to learn the love languages. Time, words of affirmation, gifts.
Okay, we understand what the love languages are, but like that's not. I think you don't understand what we're talking about with love bombing. Go ahead, Riley.
I'm trying to. Rhiannon, last time I got love bombed was last October. I was trying to do some slick shit and get over on my ex-boyfriend that cheated on me 5 years ago by flying in his older brother, and he love bombed me so hard I spent $26,000 on him before I woke up and realized
that's
that
a
I didn't like him and sent him back to Florida.
That's interesting. I'm wondering, like, do you guys have different like definitions of what love bombing is?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
but do you guys have a different difference of like?
I think there's positive.
Is it always manipulative?
No. I think I'm the kind of person that when I'm with somebody, I make sure that they know, like,
that's not
pretty
love
much.
bombing.
Oh no, but I'm saying I like overemphasize a lot of stuff because I've been hurt, I've been left, so I almost overdo it sometimes because I've been hurt, but I've also experienced what the lack of like love felt like love that I felt, so that there's no question. So I've overdone like the love bombing just so they know, but there's also the negative aspect of you're doing it because you're trying to cover up something. So there's one thing in possibly trying to do it positively because of trauma you've experienced. But there's a way to do it because somebody's trying to smoke and mirrors you.
The problem is that's not love bombing. What you're describing, like me showing like genuine love, there's no bombing going on. According to Psychology Today, love bombing is an attempt to influence another person with over-the-top displays of affection and attention. This kind of behavior is a form of emotional abuse, and although it can be experienced during any stage of the relationship, it's often seen in the early stage.
Yeah.
Okay? But that's abuse. But that's
so like the first 5 signs of an abusive relationship also have to do with love bombing. So like alienating you from your friends and family. They'll be like, they don't know you like how I do.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's. I hate to agree, but to me, that seems like whenever I hear someone say love bombing, it seems to me as if it's a manipulation tactic.
It's a part of it.
Most of the time, I think.
No, it is. But like a lot of guys who legitimately, this is the point I'm trying to make. There's a lot of nice guys out there that would love to date you, but if they did, they would not love bomb you. They would just tell you how they actually felt. They would go to work every day and they would be responsible.
Yes.
But what happens sometimes is called the drug dealer effect, and that's when you start dating someone who has a ton of free time, spends a ton of money on you, like does everything, and you're just like, oh, I love this behavior, I love this lifestyle, and you get addicted to this because he has all this free time.
You lose your job because you want to spend time with them, and then
or you make less money.
I've had so many men lose their jobs just because they want to spend time with me, and I'm like,
no, they want me to quit my job
my money goes
to spend time with them. I have the opposite reaction.
Right.
It's like, how much for you not to go to work today? Fuck you, I'm going to work.
I'll pay for it. I don't give a fuck.
How many times have you been offered money to not go to work?
Too many to count.
All of us have.
Too many.
Sure.
First of all, it's annoying. Like, let me have my life.
Okay, ready? Raise your hand if you've been offered money to not go to work. Raise your hand.
Zoe's not the only one.
You've never been offered money to not go. Zoe doesn't work.
I do OnlyFans. I stay at home.
So here's
I can be
my
at home.
stipulations.
Switch to loyal fans. It's better.
I don't give a fuck about how much money you
tell you
give me. I can make the money back. You feel me?
Sure.
I will skip work if you can take me to Disneyland.
Ew.
I just want time.
I've been offered $10K
I just want Little Caesars pizza and a movie. And I'll skip
I will
work.
never
don't
let
care.
a man pay me to do something.
I did that
You
last
can't
night.
make that I don't want to do.
I got Little Caesars pizza and a movie last night.
We got free Denny's last night because she threatened to break this guy's hand for recording us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, here you go.
Thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while?
All right, so here. Would you say if some guy was telling you like what he wants to do in the future with you, if he was making future plans, like I can see when
Future
we're having,
projection.
when we have kids together, we're gonna go fly to Tahiti, we're gonna go like, would
Gaslit
you
is
would
fine.
they, okay gaslit, okay, but is there a difference between
That's a kink too.
is there a difference between love bombing and like say future
Wait, I
forecast?
don't question what you say.
Hold on.
Listen, it's definitely different if you're planning a future together.
As long as it's genuine.
Yeah.
But within the first, what did you say, 3 weeks?
Wait, Rolly. Like, there's guys out there that that like literally get off to telling women like, hey, while they're in intercourse, like to reach climax, they'll say like, I want to marry you, I'm going to put you in an apartment, I want to buy you this, I want to buy you this, until they come, and then they're like,
I've actually heard of this.
Like girls be like, this guy told me all this shit, and then never call me again.
Wait. Does that count? Does that count
as gaslighting and love bombing?
As love bombing?
Yes.
Or game. That's just having game.
But that's also
a really good game. Is that what that is?
No, that's just.
Can we just call that? Put game in the chat if you disagree. That's just really having a really good game.
You have to hold yourself accountable to be that naive to believe it at that moment.
I mean, you gotta tell him.
It's like when a guy is coming and he says he loves you.
That's called game. Is that what we call that? I thought we call that game. Having game.
That's called temporary blackout.
Yeah. If that's where we're going with it,
especially if it's in the first 3 weeks.
Pull this up.
If that's where we're going with it, then technically I'm involved in love bombing.
Pull this up
For
so
me,
they hear you. Come closer.
I'm trying.
I'm trying.
So basically, women run out of time faster than men do.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah, preach, menopause, all the other shit. So, for me, I've known this man. This is what I'm going through currently. Okay, so like.
Not me. She's just making it talk.
Rhiannon, we got to get to.
You're not a man.
Rhiannon, we got to get to the point of the story very quickly. Can you get to the point of the story?
I'm willing to go through a contract so I can successfully
She
have
wants arranged marriage.
2 kids with this Asian man. And we're gonna, be good co-parents and everything like that. We have a deal. We know each other. We're comfortable with each other. We know how we want to raise each other. Is that love bombing?
No, but out of context, I have absolutely no idea what's going on here. Let's keep it going.
What's the next one?
Guys and girls as friends.
Okay, got that.
She's trying to have arranged marriage.
No. Well, technically, yes, because the video.
Let's take a look at the screen here.
Yeah, let's watch a video.
Which one was it?
Just play one. We'll figure it out.
Squirrel.
Oh, here we go. I got it. Here we go.
Guys can't have girls as friends. I'm so happy I got this.
I'm happy I got this.
I think guys can have girls as friends that they're not attracted to at all.
I think so. You're saying that they just have to be ugly.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, even ugly ones,
Okay.
That's racist.
As long as I don't fuck them, I can keep them my
That's
friend.
racist?
You can have racist. No, dead ass.
We can't call women ugly anymore because that's culturally inappropriate.
That's racist.
Bias, maybe.
Because anything prejudice, sexist, or
Okay, ready? Zoe, can men and women be friends?
No, I wouldn't let any man be friends with a girl, honestly.
Why not?
Because
I don't like that shit.
You don't have any guy friends?
I have lots of guy friends, and I want to fuck them all.
Oh, you want to fuck your guy friends? Oh, okay. That's different. Oh, Zoe, do you have any guy friends who like?
Sorry to my man if you see this.
And you have a man.
I'm exposed.
She just got the shovel and she just keeps on digging.
I have predominantly male friends.
Okay, you have predominantly male friends.
I have predominantly male friends.
Oh, we've talked about this before. Now,
Yeah,
but if you hit up your male friends and said, "Hey, do you want to sleep with me?" They'd probably say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Okay.
But they know better.
Okay, they know better.
They know better.
You
It's a trap.
you have them in the friend zone.
Absolutely.
Katie, what about you?
I have tons of male friends
Yes.
that I don't want to sleep with.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's also because.
But it's easier you're female, but you understand like the guy, like they may be going through something.
Yeah, like if I like was open to it, I'm sure they would probably be down.
Okay.
Well,
Danny, do you have any guy
for
friends?
the most part.
No.
You don't have any guy friends?
No, I don't.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I'm solid.
I'm confused.
I'm solid. Like I don't. I lost my man, and I don't mess around with anyone else.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, got it.
Damn.
Riley, do you have any guy friends?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, and plenty of girlfriends too. And like 38 boyfriends. Let's
38
go.
boyfriends at the same
But I'm
time.
not committed to not
Rhiannon, what about you? You have any guy friends?
Friends, platonic. Don't want to fuck.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to point out something because I get this. The people say that I'm being hypocritical because I'm not. I think guys who are single should have tons of female friends.
I agree.
And I think guys who are in relationships should be worried if their girlfriend has a ton of guy friends. And both of those statements are for the exact same reason. It's the same mechanism in both.
Commit to nobody right now.
But look at how you surround yourself, Michael.
Oh, that's crazy, Avery. What a crazy observation that you made.
You have like so many girlfriends.
Yes.
and
I mean,
you have
you
a
have so many
beautiful
friends. Yeah, she
girlfriend,
has a
Yes.
point.
why
sure.
is that okay? But
The fuck?
I mean, I'm
That's
sure she
hypocritical.
has
That's
guy friends.
controversial.
All right, so the reason why is this. I'm explaining.
And I know my
Let's
boyfriend
fight,
has a couple of
Michael, fight now.
girlfriends.
Come on, guys.
So
Chill out.
I don't
Please,
mind.
please, guys. Just chill out. Just chill out.
I mean, my boyfriend's very attractive.
Yes,
I mean,
for sure.
You've met him.
Okay,
He has
so
a ton of
here's
girlfriends. I'm not worried.
Here's the reason that happens. If
Yes,
you have a
no.
guy, if you're a guy who's watching this and you have a girlfriend and she has a bunch of guy friends, it's not the guy friends who are hitting on her that you should be worried about. She actually has those guys put in a box.
It's the sneaky
She's not worried
ones.
about. No, it's not even the sneaky ones. It's the guys who show attractive qualities who don't hit on her.
Yeah.
And they're watching, and your girlfriend is watching those guys consistently, and those guys have other girls coming up and talking to them, but they're not hitting on your girlfriend. All of a sudden, there's this fucking voice in her head that's like, "Why isn't he hitting on me?"
No.
Those are actually the ones you should be afraid of.
It's a challenge.
It's the guy friends who aren't interested in the guy friends who are like puppy dogs who are coming after your girlfriend. They're really not someone you need to worry about.
No.
It's the guy friends who totally have their shit together and don't ever hit on your girlfriend. And because of that, I said the same thing twice. If you're a single guy, you should have a ton of female friends. And if you're a dude in a relationship, your girlfriend having a ton of guy friends can be problematic.
And
Go
it's
ahead.
the guys that say to go fuck yourself that you have to worry about too, because that's a challenge to a girl.
Yes.
But
Every
also,
time.
Michael, like Kenneth and females, tell me if I'm wrong, but for me, my experience is I can put like men in like different categories. So
Yeah,
like
but the men
friend
can't.
from associate to business comrade to like don't shit where you eat.
But Riley, the guys can't. That's the
Oh,
point.
that's their
The
problem,
point is
not
the
mine.
guys can't.
No, they can.
No, some guys can.
absolutely can. That's why
Like,
we
you have
have
to go
this
as slow as the slowest
that
member.
fuck their like. That's why we have Monica Lewinsky.
Nico, can we get
Deadass.
Nico? Can we get them some coffee?
You put it where it's needed until you get caught.
If somebody out there get us some, can we get them some coffee?
I'll get the
You
coffee.
you guys are
Me?
slurring a little bit. Yeah. You just
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really, really, really tired.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay. We'll get you some.
It's all
coffee.
good.
She picked me up from the airport.
Okay, cool. With the friendship thing, like I have a ton of female friends, and one thing that I've noticed, and I'm not trying to, there's nothing special about me, but one thing I've noticed, and a lot of guys in Men of Action, is what'll happen is they'll have a bunch of female friends, and they'll be like, okay, these are my cool female friends, and I use them to meet other women. So they go out with me like wing girls. But the crazy thing that happens after 6 months or a year is those girls that you're just friends with, they start having feelings for you too, because you never hit on them, and they did nothing but watch you display attractive qualities towards other men. Women have the ability to feel attraction triggers, and attraction is not a choice. And so what will happen is if I personally think, like I said before, I don't rate women on their physical attractiveness. I rate them on the level of stimulus that they're willing to receive. You said before, you have a boyfriend and you don't have a bunch of guy friends because that's an extra stimulus, right? And so by not receiving that extra stimulus, it makes it one of these situations where if a woman is constantly, I think your girlfriend is more likely to cheat if she lives at the Playboy Mansion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If she's constantly surrounded by super high status men that she feels to be very attractive, she's just far more likely to stray than if she is a surgical nurse who lives in Des Moines and she's not around any dudes. Like hardly around.
I disagree.
Go ahead.
Depends on how she is.
How so?
I
Because I'm
disagree.
surrounded by high-end men constantly, and they don't exist to me.
Yeah.
Right, but you also said you were dating a narcissist and you're going through some
I was
PTSD.
married once.
You're married, but
that was like
a little bit of
12 years
PTSD
ago.
for you.
Well,
though.
it's also
that was a long
for
time.
me. The reason why I disagree is because like I grew up in the nightlife. Like my mom's been a dancer forever. Like
And she has lots of friends.
yeah.
All right, Danny, go.
Okay, it's also because of how you guys are conditioned. You're married, right?
No.
Okay, you used to be married,
I was.
but
Long time ago. But he was mentally abusive and physically abusive.
I'm sorry that you went through that.
It was my
That's
son.
really
It was my
fucked up.
son's father.
Okay, Danny,
Yeah.
finish.
Go ahead. Into the mic.
You were saying that you ignore these men, right?
I'm sorry?
You ignore these men.
Now, no other
You
man
now
exists to me but my boyfriend.
do.
I don't entertain anybody anymore.
I kind of lost my thought. But you were so used to this happening that you ignore them. I forgot what I was going to say exactly, but
I've just become numb to
could I?
men.
Yes.
being in the industry, I've also become numb to men like hitting on me.
Yeah, but so what you've done is you've overcompensated for the effect that I'm describing. Does that make sense? Like, so there's one of the things they teach you, like if you ever go to Intel school, one of the things they'll teach you is like under torture, everyone gives up their name. They'll give up their mom. If you put enough psychological pressure on anyone, they are influenced. I'm reading Robert Cialdini's book Influence right now, and he goes over like these little minor, like subtle things that cause you to become influenced. If you're a woman and you're caught, like I've seen this a million times, the girl who moves to Las Vegas, gets a job as a cocktail server, her husband lives in another city, and every day she's around guys who are taller than him, better looking than him, richer than him, more famous than him. And then what happens is over time, her boyfriend or her husband, everything he says is stupid, everything he's like lacking, where's the money, I don't want to be treated like this, and she doesn't even know it's fucking happening. It's
conditioning.
She doesn't even know it's happening. My point is, we're all subject to conditioning. This is the reason why, by the way, let's do the opposite. Men watching pornography, same thing. They've conditioned themselves to see non-contextualized images of pornography that they did no work to receive. They got the two girls, but they did no work to receive it, and they've conditioned their brain to think that that's normal. And so what I'm saying is, it's the conditioning. So ladies, like, it's one of these things where like I would never cheat. I think people's ability to cheat or not cheat does have to do with their character and their willpower somewhat, but I also think it has to do with their circumstance.
I've never
the circumstance that they put.
If you don't have opportunities, you're not going to.
Correct. Well, not opportunities.
So here's my take on cheating is there's two elements of cheating. There is opportunity, and you have to have a reason. Okay, most men do not have the opportunity to cheat. They can manufacture that. They can create that by going to an escort or going to a hooker or whatever. They can put themselves in the right places and try to make it happen. But for the vast majority of men, opportunity doesn't exist for them. They might have all the reason in the world because they're married to a shrew or a fat bitch or whatever it is, but they don't have the opportunity to get with anybody else. The other thing is this. Then there's the guys who have the opportunity, but the woman that they're with never gives them a reason. Right, always keeps them, always knows what they're about, and always keeps them happy, and always keeps them going on, knowing where he works and what he does. Right. So there's the reason and opportunity and no reason, or there is no opportunity and a reason, or else there is a lot of opportunity and no reason to do so. So when you have when those two come up, when it's opportunity and you have a reason, that's when people cheat.
Yeah, when it's mutually exclusive.
When it's the two of them, yeah. So most of the time, like when most of the guys don't cheat because they're too busy stroking off to porn, because that's their vicarious way of cheating on whatever on the relationship.
But they don't.
What about girls that are in the industry?
That's their job. It's different.
Yeah, exactly. But so say they're in a committed relationship with someone, and then they do what they have to do to make ends meet.
Wait, but
what is doing what you have to do? What does that mean?
If they're cheating,
it's different.
Like if she's in a relationship,
cheating if it's work.
No, but
into the mic.
Cheating. I feel like a lot of cheating would happen if people would just fucking communicate. That's it.
If you're a sex worker and you
but that has nothing to do with sex worker. My comment had nothing to do with
It's also called people in the lifestyle.
No, I'm not talking about sex work. I'm talking about relationships, normal relationships.
If you're in the lifestyle, that's not cheating.
No, but
if people didn't communicate.
You can't date the stripper and then tell her not to be a stripper.
Yeah, no.
Well, you can, but you have to also acknowledge the duplicitous nature of what you're doing. Like you legitimately can. I've dated girls before that were like, they met me in a nightclub bar scenario, bikini competition scenario, and then they wanted me to get away from that, and I'm like, well, that's how you met me. You met me in this.
That's my job, dude.
But not only did you meet that, when you met me, you knew I had 100 hot female friends. So like it's difficult for them to grasp. And the same thing happens when you meet the girl. I know the guys who try to marry their sugar baby or a sex worker they dated or a porn star, or they try to marry the stripper. And when they do so, did you see the U.S. Marine Corps has it's actual U.S. Marine Corps guide, the dangers of marrying an exotic dancer? I got to show it to you. It's an official Marine Corps document. It's fucking amazing.
That's
amazing. I've actually seen what you're talking about.
It's pretty amazing. Like the Marine Corps actually put out an official document about marrying a dancer because so many Marines were doing it. Like they were
especially out here because we have Nellis.
What?
So Nellis.
Yeah, Nellis.
So a lot of the military base will date people in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is an epicenter for
strippers.
Adult work.
Strippers,
adult work, period.
Hookers, and blow. Before we get started, I'm going to do that one, but before we get going, I got to do super chats as well. You and I we always thought from day one we've already, I don't say disagreed, but we've been a little bit, have a difference of opinion when it comes to, like, can men and women be friends? Okay?
Yes.
Well, I understand that if you're banging your friends, you can certainly be friends. Got it. Okay, we're not friends with benefits. We understand. The other part of this is the reason why I always had a problem with this is because most of the guys who want to be friends with women or thinks that they can be, it has nothing to do with pre-selection, has nothing to do with social proof, has nothing to do with finding a female wingman. They think that it is a form of game that is going to get them in if they just be friends, if they just qualify
they don't know how to take the
if
L.
they prove themselves to be the perfect boyfriend and they just wait it out and wait it out, and you mean there's a chance, that's what I'm
They're
talking
using logic in order to try to create attraction.
The other part of it is whenever I hear women talk about being friends with men, it's always like, oh yeah, sure, we can be friends. But the problem is like most men and most women, their model for friendship is based on their same-sex friends. So two women have a different form of a friendship than two guys having a form. We communicate differently, everything else. So when there is a friendship between a man and a woman, the woman is using the female frame and the man's using the male frame, but then there's the sort of the sex thing too. So it's like there's shit that men will put up with that women that they wouldn't accept from their guy friends because of that dynamic between male and male, female and female. So, anyways, that's it. Let me do super chats real quick. Do you have super chats as well?
I have one, I think here. Let
me run through mine real quick. I got Toff. He says, "Thanks for the $20, my friend. I've got a 10-hour flight to Tuscany tomorrow and 5 Audible credits. Can I get one book recommendation from everyone at the table tonight? Cheers." P.S. I already own all your books, Rolo, so pick something else. So, name a book that you can suggest to Toff.
How long is it? 10-hour flight?
Yes.
Dude, let me recommend Ready Player One if you haven't read it, or Ready Player Two. And if you haven't, try listening to Hail Mary. It's probably the best audiobook I've ever listened to in my life.
Katie,
Mary.
what book?
By Andy Weir.
Oh my god, off the top of my head, like the first book that comes to my mind is like, if you've never read Brave New World, you need to read.
Yeah, Brave New World is great. Yeah, great.
Probably The Secret. I always
Secret.
Like The Secret.
No, don't read The Secret. Horrific.
I actually really like
it. It'll be a short read, though.
Or the Da Vinci Code, actually.
The Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
Yes.
The Da Vinci
All
Code.
based in reality. All right, go ahead.
So I'm currently reading Green Lights, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my god, I love that book.
How are you guys just now figuring that book out? This book has been out for like 5 years.
I've just discovered
like
it.
3 times.
It was my boyfriend that got it for me, and I love it. It's good.
Rhiannon, do you have a book you recommend?
Exit to Eden by Anne Rice.
Okay, nice. What do you think?
Okay, it's a long title, but it's by my friend Caitlin Tallada from high school. It's The Psychedelic Diaries, Confessions of a Professional Dominatrix and a Calling to My People.
Yeah, I just finished that. Go ahead, Danny.
How to make friends and influence others.
There we go. There we go. How to make friends and influence people. Very good. Okay, cool.
Did you like her book,
Should
though?
I go?
Is that by Michael Sargent?
I was kidding. I didn't see it.
They have an audiobook, too.
Good. I'm going to suggest, it's a really long read. It's Carl Sagan, Demon Haunted World.
Okay, nice. Yes. All right, here we go. Also, Carl Sagan, Contact is really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good book. There we go. Reconcile, Siege, W. Sartain, Psychology, as always. And then he has another one. Happy birthday, Avery Ryder, April 28th, right?
It was March
28th.
It was March 28th, yes.
Okay.
I just had my birthday.
Okay.
Rational Trucker says social media became a buffer against making direct approaches in the mid-90s. I graduated in 94 and AOL facilitated contact with women.
Oh my God.
I even had a girl fly down to me, and she flew me up to see her once. That was in the mid-90s. Flew.
Was it
Like
me?
the language.
Yes.
Was it me?
Come on, man. Mike will be on my podcast Monday. You will? With
Yes, come on, man. Yes, yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, cool. And let's see. I've got Bluntly Blunt. Extra naughty girl looks like Chanel West Coast if she was on Faces of Meth. I could only imagine what her pipe or bedroom looks like dirty.
It's actually really clean, and I have maids. Go fuck yourself. Thank you.
There you go. Blunty again. She ain't drunk. She just keeps that in that red purse like she has Mary Methoppins.
I can go through my purse. Let's do it. What's in my fucking bag? And it's not fucking meth or any fucking drugs, you little shithead.
Zendaya with the archery shoulder tat has a shot arrow. Has shot an arrow to my heart.
They're talking about me.
Somebody loves you. All right, and then last but not least, Bluntly Blunt. Girl in the extra naughty shirt, bug the fuck out.
Eat my fucking asshole.
Guy, just send me $100. He wants to eat your ass. So that's what he says here.
Yes.
Put in a
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's downloadable content.
There we go. Let's.
All right, here we go.
Don't work.
No way.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Everybody, look at the screen. Look at the screen.
3, 2, 1.
I'm a scientist studying human mating behavior, and while men often say they prefer the natural look, just check the comments on this video. The most ecologically valid research in this area suggests that men are more attracted to women with makeup than without makeup, and more attracted to heavy makeup than light makeup. Frankly, I think the mismatch between what men say and what they choose here is just because they can't identify how much makeup a woman is wearing. What they think is a natural look results from 20 minutes of artistic focus. The cultural technology of makeup evolved partially to enhance attractiveness, exaggerating facial femininity, masking aging. It'd be weird if it didn't work. So here's a more surprising finding. A 2022 study in a respected journal took 20 dudes, photographed them without makeup, had a professional makeup artist work on them, and then photographed them again in the exact same conditions. They then had hundreds of people rate the attractiveness of the photographs, and found that women are more attracted to men who are wearing makeup. Personally, though, I'm in no rush to get to Sephora, as I think that the social norm violation penalty associated with me wearing makeup would hurt more than contour would help.
Okay, the reason I brought this up, I brought this up for you, Rolo, because you had actually made this comment before. How many guys say things like, I want real boobs, but don't realize they're liking girls who have fake boobs? How many guys like real ass and liking girls who have implants? Right. How many girls like fit women liking girls who have liposuction? And how many girls like, I want this natural look, not realizing that they're liking a girl who's loaded with makeup?
Well, I've always said that, like, when guys, the number one criticism we've had of this show is because, I mean, we're in Vegas, let's be honest. We have Avery Ryder and the girls are here today.
Hey.
So,
if you don't like fake boobs, just stop watching my fucking show.
Yeah,
just you can go kiss my ass.
Not the show.
Yeah, her boobs are real. I'm not interested. You aren't a real American, and I don't give a shit about you. If you anyway, go ahead.
I would like to say,
but I guarantee, if you feel them, you will. They feel fucking real, and you will not feel anything in them after the show.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, like, the number one criticism we get for this show is that everybody says, "Oh, they're fake. Oh, they're plastic. Oh, she's got a boob job. Oh, she's got lip filler. Oh, she's got whatever." Like,
never had anything done to my face.
So I came up with this little test or this little experiment. Whenever I was in the Las Vegas airport, I would go from TSA to whatever gate I was, and I would put my phone away, and I would just walk, and I would people watch all the way from TSA to wherever it was. It is.
It's like Walmart,
because
better.
that is a and a really good cross section of the American populace right now, because it's Las Vegas. Everybody comes here as tourists and to have a good time, right?
And it's global.
And it's global, right? So I'm looking at this, and it's easier to count the people who are attractive than the people who aren't attractive, because it's just
fewer.
You can see, very, very much fewer, and like that is according to like statistics, CDC, or Census Bureau data, that is a normal human. That is a normal average American person, man, woman, whatever it is, and like those are not the people that you want to see on this show. Trust me on that. But the other part is this: is I always said this is that when anybody here not have a boob job, you don't have a boob job. You don't have a boob job.
None of them have a boob job except for Avery.
Okay, so I was going to. The reason,
but in all fairness, Michael, that's the only thing I've ever had done, and I just turned 40.
It's the bra.
You were amazing. You were blessed.
It's the bra.
So what I was going to say is like so what's going to happen is like 90% of the guys who are watching this think you all have boob jobs right now.
Not me. I doubt it.
Most guys.
Yeah, no. I get this.
Most guys don't know what a natural boob looks like in the first place, because they've been watching porn for so long. They think that porn boobs are actual.
I literally saw this.
A secret.
I literally saw this.
I'd like to learn that secret.
I literally saw this with a girl I'm dating. Where it was like she has too much filler and a nose job, and I'm like, she's never had any filler. She's never had any nose job, and none of that's true. But they can't tell the difference. They don't know the difference. When they see an attractive woman, now they just assume that this woman has a bunch of surgery done.
Yeah, they did ask. Y'all think these are my lips?
We don't know. Transplant? Are those transplant lips?
Hyaluronic filler.
I'm completely open. I got
a question. I got a question for the ladies. Let's go around. Katie, how long do you spend on your makeup on average? Like, just to walk out, put a face on, and go out?
Dude, like 15 minutes.
15 minutes? How long do you spend?
This took me maybe 20.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Look.
10. I rushed.
There it is. How long does it take you to put on your makeup?
I woke up like this.
You did. Okay, so no makeup at all.
Yeah, no, dead ass. That's why you can see the scar on my chin.
No, we went to Sephora. You bought Fenty. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
Riley,
Okay,
Riley, how long does it
enough
take?
to make me happy. It doesn't matter.
How long did it take you to put your face on for the show?
Well, I did my makeup 3 different times today.
Okay, the last time.
Last time, probably 20 minutes.
20 minutes. How long did you spend on your face today?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, so 20 minutes to get there. Now, do you think we're the guys? Do you think any of these girls look overly made up, as in Mac and Murphy's video?
No, I don't. But also, we're watching on 720 images here, and I live in Las Vegas.
Well, see,
so
this
for me,
is the thing that pisses me off so much about this bullshit these bullshit 45-second TikTok videos. And I'll tell you why. Because they never give you a definition of what is overly made up, what is underly made up, and where are we going to draw the line? Because I will tell you right now, your definition of a woman who is overly made up is going to be different than mine. It's going to be different from half the guys that are on the podcast or in the chat right now. If we're going to talk about sexism, if we're going to talk about misogyny, if we're going to talk about all these buzz terms that are meant to like make you feel bad or make you feel good about whatever, we need to have some clear fucking definitions. And so what I was going to say is, Mac, and the next time you do a video like this, please show some pictures of a woman who is not made up, a woman who is medium made up, and a woman who is overly made up. Because I think if we were to look like your definition, if you saw a woman at the club, or you saw a woman at the club and she is very, you could tell she spent more than 20 minutes on her makeup, is that something that is normal that you are used to seeing and regularly seeing?
Or that being in the industry and working in like a club environment, obviously the lighting is darker, so a lot of times you have to overemphasize stuff and actually put heavier makeup on if you work in a nightclub or a strip club.
True.
So it's more like the effect because of the lighting. But if I go to work at night as to being here in the light, slightly different, slightly longer.
Yeah. So, but to your point that you made before, the guys don't know the difference. Regardless of what Mac is saying here, dudes, he's correct. Dudes don't know the difference. They literally think girls with big boobs they're all fake, and every girl with high cheekbones has filler. Like, they don't know the fucking difference. Right. That's my point.
What were you going to say?
His cheeks are mine.
Can I get a selfie of the assholes commenting I look like meth head, Chanel, West Coast, whatever? I don't give a shit because I bet you they look worse than me.
You probably can't get a selfie.
I need to know who's behind keyboard because I bet you look worse than my asshole on a shitty day.
What I was going to say is I got lucky because someone called me Zendaya, and I've been getting that since I was 14, okay? You feel me? All right.
I got one more question before we move on to the next one. Okay, ladies, another thing he mentioned was that women find men who wear makeup more attractive. Have you ever found a man who wore makeup?
My boyfriend wears makeup.
Really? What does he wear? What does
he wears
wear?
foundation and stuff for like photo shoots and like
So he's a male model.
Yeah, he works
He's
for Chippendales and
Derek
stuff.
Zoolander.
So like
So does
sometimes.
mine.
Will you text me?
Which one?
Text your
The one on Fremont.
who's your?
Oh, on Fremont. Got you.
Text me who your boyfriend is.
And now we know why you don't do anything.
No, probably not.
Sure. I know most of the guys that are in there.
Me and your boyfriend might be friends.
Mine's a Chippendale.
No, sometimes it's kind of hot.
Me and your boyfriend might be friends.
Yo, I know who all the Chippendales dancers are because I want to know when somebody's coming after my girl. That's why I know. Like I'm just trying to protect. I'm just kidding. Hey, Niku, can I get a coffee if you guys get a chance?
Katie, do you like a guy in
Do you
makeup?
want mine? Yeah, so like if you have a pimple, you want to cover it up, do your thing. Like I think guy liner is like kind of sexy sometimes.
If you're a rock star and you got eyeliner, it's one thing. That's probably my limit.
That's the only thing I can wear.
I feel like you would wear guy
I'm saying
liner.
that's my limit.
I did for his birthday in Halloween in October.
If you're like a lead singer of like a rock band, that's probably.
I can see
You're
it.
like a guy with makeup?
With you, I can see it.
I've never experienced it personally.
All right, here's a better
Like
question.
yourself.
Did you guys, anybody not see Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp?
Okay. Jack Sparrow, okay.
Are you asking
Guyliner?
if anybody
Sexy.
No.
Is it the makeup that made? Oh, you didn't think it was?
I think it's the character.
I thought it was.
I think it's the alcoholism. I think the alcoholism made him sexy.
For me, it's the vibe.
It's the slurring.
It's a red
For
flag.
me, it's the vibe. It's like
It was the
I know
rum.
what I'm like.
The
when
womanizing, is that what made him sexy?
No,
Is that what-
it's the comfort. For me,
I think
it's the
he was the
comfort.
one that was
like
abused.
if I'm 3 days off a festival,
I want to know why
Amber
Amber shit on his bed. I just want to know why.
Yeah?
I want to know why he
It's
didn't
called
leave.
borderline personality disorder. Go ahead.
That's $15 million.
All right, we ready? Here we go. Let's go for the next one.
For the throat.
Set me up, Travis.
If Pimp suit.
want to know why young women in America are struggling? It's because they grew up being told women needed huge butts, pufferfish lips, and giant boobs. Now, 10 years later, beautiful is anorexic skinny, getting rid of injections, and those same women look like eating air and Ozempic is sufficient. They grew up being told they don't need no man, and go boss babe, sis, and then realized too late that love is beautiful and they do want a partnership. They grew up being told men ain't shit, and also sex means give it away for free, shout it on the internet, and then realized no one really likes having all the other people their partner's been with rubbed in their face. And hearing women talk about BJs actually isn't sexy. Young women wanted role models, and we gave them this instead. That's why young women are struggling in America. We need to do better.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Shut up, bitch. Can I hear what the fuck she is? Because, like, where is she from?
Cody Sanchez is probably worth $100 million. She is one of the most. She is one of the most successful fucking online e-commerce coaches, business coaches in the world.
Wait, I want to hear what Danny has to say. Wait, what were you gonna say?
What, Danny?
It's dumb at the same time.
You're like, fuck that bitch.
So I grew up with a single dad.
Get in the mic.
I grew up with my father. I went to a Christian school all of my life, and I have not once heard any of those things. Like,
what do you mean?
seriously.
Which things? Oh yeah.
Like,
well, but that's because you aren't the woman that he's talking about.
Yeah.
In general, though, you do realize that Cardi B does tell them those things.
Oh, I don't listen. It's.
No, you're proving my point. You don't listen to Cardi B.
Wait, hold on. What is Cardi B? Tell
Cardi B.
Cardi B?
So
You shouldn't be putting it to your children, but
yeah,
like as
specifically
an adult.
Cardi B.
I wanna
Cardi
hear
B,
from
yeah,
you.
for sure. Cardi B is glorified for drugging men when she was a stripper and then stealing from them.
Is that what you think?
I mean,
That's not what I think. She admits to doing it. She admits to it.
But people can't grow.
That's your comprehensive. Like
She literally admits to drugging men.
If she wasn't famous, she would still be doing it too.
Hold on. Because this hits like hard to home for me. Why did
you
she
ever
do
seen
it?
Hustlers?
Yeah.
There you go.
I was alive during those times. My mom was jailed.
I watched her kidnap someone before.
You feel me? No, dead ass. My mom was jailed.
Rhiannon, I just think so. This girl, I don't know if she grew up on social media or anything, but most parents don't talk like that.
No, they don't.
They're absolutely not.
Like,
most, if you have a good parent, they're gonna raise you on love. They're gonna tell you you need butt injection, you need lip injections. If you have good parents,
they'll tell you not to do it.
They're gonna tell you
you're beautiful anyway.
To respect yourself.
Just love who you love, respect yourself, be smart, be intelligent, go to school.
I agree with you.
Find a good person. But like that whole video was bullshit.
That sounded like propaganda for mass
I feel like
media.
for like people who were born after 2015, that applies to them. But people before that.
Yeah, the world is changing.
Yeah,
very, very fast. So
I'm sorry, guys in the chat. People in the chat. I'm watching your comments.
I'm not.
Us girls, we are not that stupid.
My IQ's
We're not getting fillers. We're not getting boob
I play a good game of chess.
We're not all doing OnlyFans. We actually have good friends.
No, deadass. If anybody has anything bad to say about me, meet me on chess.com.
Oh, baby, not babe, not just you, it's everyone.
All right, guys. So the thing is the legitimacy. I want to bring this up. We're not saying about the efficacy of OnlyFans, whether or not it's moral. The question is, do you understand when she says a lot of times a guy would want to date you, but would not want all the other people you've had sex with rubbed in your face?
Absolutely.
That makes sense to you.
I mean, vice versa.
But he's not on OnlyFans, like with having sex with other.
There's Facebook. There's every other.
He's still not having sex with other people on Instagram and OnlyFans.
Huh?
So what's the question?
What about the girls having sex with themselves and not other people on OnlyFans?
Okay, but the ones who
I'm an adult worker, okay, and I get into very intimate relationships with other people. But when I go somewhere, and like say that, like I'm also polyamorous, but if the other partner, female partner.
We're asexual.
Excuse me.
Continue.
She's bipolar.
I have very many vast aspects of my.
Got it. Sex with ghosts. Got it.
I do.
That's a fucking thing.
I do. His name is Jason.
Fuck. Here we go.
I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
But so basically, what I'm trying to say is like. Even for females, when I'm in a polyamorous relationship, when I go to somewhere like a house party or whatever, and I'm with my mans, and then some other girl comes up, it's still, it feels just the same way as how you guys describe it. It doesn't feel good. But the thing that makes me feel good is when my partner is with me.
I like to watch.
Okay, is there
Zoe, do you understand? Like, I'm not trying. It's not a commentary on OnlyFans. Hold on, time out, guys. It's not a commentary on OnlyFans, but can you see how if you film with other dudes on OnlyFans, that other guys might not like the fact that it's rubbed in their face?
Of course, I've heard that numerous times.
Guys, everybody, be quiet. Zoe, talk.
Zoe,
go ahead.
Dude, I've heard numerous times in every single one of my relationships that these guys have had issues with it, and they've asked me to delete my OnlyFans. They've asked me to like remove any proof of like me sleeping with somebody else on camera, and I was like, I can only do so much to do that. That's still out there forever. And I'm like, either you want to be with me and you're going to accept me for like what this is, like, or like you can go.
For sure. Katie.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna. I actually lost my point.
We're talking about the fact that a man might not want it rubbed in his face.
So, like, a guy will never ask you about how your experience sleeping with another man was.
Right.
He doesn't want to know.
I've had people ask.
questionable.
Well, that's weird.
I guess
I mean, don't be shame. Don't
Yeah,
be,
but, like-
everybody likes what they like. That's why men clam up. If you tell them they can't tell you the truth, that's why they don't want to tell you shit.
Then you shouldn't be dating them.
I think the only time
No,
a
they
guy
just
is
don't wanna know
the only
because-
time a guy is concerned about like how good the other dude
If he
was
feels
is if he got
threatened still.
is if you cheated on him.
Or if he feels threatened still, like if the ex-boyfriend pops up
Or
in the
if
same
he's a
room
cuck.
at
If he's
the
a
time.
cuck, yeah.
If he's a cuck, it's like, okay, see, she knows what I'm talking about. Thank you.
And bingo, we hit the word. Round them all.
Sorry.
We hit all the bases. We did it. Touch them all. All right, you got another one here?
No, I was just going to say before, as far as what she's saying, the thing that gets me is people when they're asking me like, oh, why do you have these girls on? Because they're all got fake tits, they've all got big lips, blah blah blah. Exactly what she was, pretty much what she was saying right there. And when I get asked about this, I can tell you why a woman does the makeup the way she does. It's to promote fertility and beauty and youth. As far as the flushing of the cheek, you put blush on. It's really meant to convey the idea that you're blushing because you're ready to have sex with the guy. That's more or less what it's about. So really, when women,
I'm like, that's the first I'm hearing about that.
No,
Okay.
no, seriously, because
I mean, actually, it's to show health, but yeah.
Well, I mean, so long eyelashes, right?
Yeah.
It's a sign. It's a sign of fertility. It's a sign of youth, is what it is. Like having big eyes is neoteny. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
last
neoteny.
week.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the cute aggression.
well, the flushing of the lips. Why do you put lipstick on? I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but like, what would it signify? Say in our evolution,
blood flow to the lips.
That ties into
Blood flow to the
neurolinguistic
lips.
programming.
Right. Well, no, it doesn't. It's actually it's pointing out. It's like visual cues of fertility, youth, and beauty and availability. So,
Marketability.
Marketability. There you go. So when guys ask me like, oh, well, how come you have these girls with big tits on? Well, why are you getting big tits? Is because having implants. It's to promote youth, fertility, and beauty standards that guys are looking for. Women on some level of consciousness understand what guys are into. It's usually youth and fertility. Yeah, hip to waist ratio. So when we're looking at stuff like that, and people say, oh, well, why are you encouraging? Like she was just saying, why are you encouraging them to go and get lip filler? Why are you encouraging them to get bigger tits? It's like, well, because that's an investment in the sexual marketplace that those women happen to be in at that time. And I'll tell you right now, I got no problem with women with big like implants. I got no problem whatsoever. I mean, Brazilian butt lifts a little much. Listen, but like as far as
if Barack Obama had put breast implants in Obamacare, would have got my vote. I would have voted twice for Barack Obama if he had done that shit.
When you're a dancer, your insurance is a part of your tax write-off. A lot of people don't
make
know
your own
that.
LLC. You can write off everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Incorporate it.
Yeah. So.
Damn it!
I wrote my boob
Your
job
tits can be paid for.
Your nails can get run off,
but the
your
thing
clothes,
is that like
everything.
I think
investment towards my
last
business.
year or 2 years
So
ago,
I wrote those
Well,
off.
that's
they made it so like
I think that's a good way to look at
I
it because
also promote for my plastic surgeon and get like free anything credit if I ever want it because he uses me as a reference and I'm like a walking billboard.
got
for
them
him.
affiliate marketing bucks, man.
Yes, I do.
All right.
So actually, if you get brought to you by Brando type of thing, if you get the little logo next to your tattoos, you can have them patented.
I'm
so
not
every
putting anybody's brand on me.
No, so I'm
You don't
saying
want a
every
registered
time,
trademark.
every time somebody
I
takes
have
a
a
picture of
registered
you, you can like get money
My
for
hairs are
that.
registered now too.
All right, Travis, we got one more here. Let's get going.
Hey, why do all men do this? They could have like the most amazing weekend. I mean, they can meet the president of the United States. They can get a brand new car. They can be on their dream vacation. And then you go to their Instagram and it's like one picture of him and his dog. Like, what? Like, are you hiding something or you just don't want people to know what you're doing?
No, he's baiting.
Someone please explain this to me.
Yes, very easy. Yes, he is hiding something. He is dating someone else.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why. It's so funny to me because I teach.
He's dating somebody else, or
he's baiting you,
or he has an air mattress in his sister's
for sure.
bedroom.
Okay, so I've dealt with this several times where I'll talk to girls and they'll be like, Michael, I like it when a guy doesn't have any social media. My man is too busy and he doesn't have an Instagram. No, dumbass. He has a wife and kids, and he doesn't want you to know about it. There's so many ladies out there right now listening to this who think that their man doesn't have social media because he thinks it's too cool. No, he's hiding shit from you, and that's what's going on here. He had a great time, and what he doesn't want to show is his main girl, his other girl, because his main girl is going to be like, "Why were you at the White House? Why were you out there? This other thing." That's the reason why, honey. I'm here to let you know that is exactly what's going on in this situation.
Yep.
Rollo?
All right, so the other problem, the other side of this coin is that women post a lot more shit on Instagram than guys do as well.
Yes.
So
but also single men
get paid better.
Single men bait you with puppies, kittens, and like them with uncle status.
Don't like
Take notes. Take notes, gentlemen. Yes. Take notes.
Like I literally hate when I'm on like Bumble or Tinder or Hinge or whatever, because I'm on all of them. Okay, I ain't giving up. But when I look and I see a picture of them and their animal or them and their kids, ew.
Them and their animals?
Out.
If they have a dog, you don't like it. There's a dog in the picture.
I like kitties.
Not in the main profile
guy?
photo.
But what if he wants you to
What if he
wants to let you know that he's a father first and foremost? That's something you might be good or bad.
I love that, but do not have your main Tinder Hinge photo with anybody like that. Protect.
I just think that's a filter for them.
No,
I think it's
for me.
I think it's a filter. And it weeds out the.
Yeah, if you don't like cats, then this ain't gonna work.
You don't like kids,
for me,
then just keep swiping.
For me, it's just dangerous.
That's just for me.
It's dangerous.
Well, you
like,
can
I don't like that.
Your own
you can sit there and have a kid and put like a little happy face over their thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I still think that's like.
Does he have an Instagram? You have an Instagram? Yeah. What pictures do you lead with?
Your dog?
Your dog? Fishing pictures. Bass fishing?
Let's pull it up without changing it. Let's pull it up.
He posts all his hot girls.
That's sweet Ivy.
But that's what you expect.
Firehouse.
Shout out to Firehouse.
Now, I'm going to give a shout out to, was it Corey Chella? Because Corey's part of MOA, right? He's part of.
We affiliate for each other.
Yeah. So Corey Chella.
I got
Corey Chella will fix your Instagram for you guys. Now here's what, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with this, but I kind of understand the logic. Is like if you see a guy, ladies, if you see a guy, if he doesn't have a pet, he doesn't have kitties, he doesn't have fishing pictures, but it's one lone guy and he's in a very exotic location. Does that seem attractive to you?
Yeah.
Like if he's like one guy and he's like driving, like he's by a Lamborghini, or he's like out in front of the Taj Mahal, or he's out in the pyramids of Egypt, or he's out like in Guam or Tahiti or something.
It's like I see you do cool shit.
But it's just him and just the landscape in the background.
Who's he with?
Girls with him.
You want girls looking at him? Yes. Yes. Social pre-selection. So you want girls in the picture too?
Hot girls.
What's the worst picture you can see of a guy on Instagram?
Oh my gosh,
besides dogs.
Holding a mirror photo with streaks in the mirror. That's gross.
A photo of him in the suit that someone else paid for at someone else's wedding.
What?
Okay, got it.
Like
what's a bad
fish,
Instagram?
For sure.
Fishing
I hate
pictures?
that.
Really?
Holding a fish. I'm like, ew.
I like that.
Wait, no. Okay, so like you don't like fishing?
Avery, what's a bad picture for a guy?
Oh.
A guy out at a club saying, "If you know, you know," like the
beast
with
mode.
The hashtag team no sleep, hashtag if you know, you know. Like it's like, dude, really.
What am I supposed to know?
Yeah, what are we supposed to know when they do that?
Exactly.
Do you find it unattractive if a guy is like, it's a picture of him, but it's a bunch of his bros like hanging out and having beers and just
I mean, if they're hot,
If all the other guys are hot.
I like that's a good sign.
No, but if a guy's like there surrounded by like a whole bunch of women.
Is that good or
Oh,
no?
I like
Really?
that.
I'm down. I'll take you.
I like
your
it.
homegirls,
Wait,
your
wait, Katie,
homeboys.
what?
Let's
Go-
get it, girls.
go-
No,
go.
I think it's great if a guy, like, it's pre-selection, right? Like, if a guy's around a bunch of other girls and he's posting it on Instagram.
It just seems too desperate for me.
It depends on the situation.
I think that's the opposite of desperate. If the girls are around him, that's a very good sign.
Yeah, it's just showing
That's
like
awesome.
that like if other people are comfortable if other girls are comfortable being around him.
Yeah, but that's
Is
if he
it-
knows them.
is
How do you
it
know he didn't
weird?
say,
Lola,
hey,
will you
let's
pull
all
this
take
up?
a picture?
Is it weird
I just sent that
that
to you right now. Will you pull it up? Can you pull it
Avery
up?
has a point.
Is it weird that I know they're like the man can be taken at any time? I love that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
bread. Yeah. You could you're feeling your evolutionary pang to find him attractive. Can we pull this up on the screen,
I
Travis?
just seem like most guys are.
All right, guys, I'm going to show you
staging
something.
their
So
pictures now.
I get into this discussion with certain guys that I'm close friends with, and they're like, Michael, don't show pre-selection pictures. You two but clearly have disproven the point. And let's go ahead and read what it says up there at the top. Can you guys read? What does it say up there? A gaggle of girls makes a chap more desirable. Research shows women go for men who have female friends.
Absolutely.
Whoops. Is that research from Texas Christian University?
Oh, my goodness.
This has been debunked, guys. I'm sorry. This idea of like, I don't want to show pre-selection photos. No, you're correct. I'm agreeing with you. The pre-selection photos do work. The studies are out. It very much shows. What happens
Halo
is
effect.
guys show the pre-selection photos, meaning pictures with girls, and girls will come up to me like, I don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're uncomfortable with their own attraction pangs. And guys, they don't maintain their frame, so they end up taking those photos down. And if you don't take those photos down, you'll notice girls still like you. I have never had any women complain so much about the fact that I'm in photos with all these women, and those women still date me.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry. Disproven. The fucking the debate is over. Pre-selection photos absolutely fucking work. MOAmentoring.com. Go check it out for yourself.
MOA, look at me. We love it.
Use my link. Do you want me to read the rest of this?
No, it's fine. I just got, guys.
All right.
If you guys want to check it out, it's a TCU study that's done, and it's featured in the book Atomic Attraction. Atomic Attraction. If you go to chapter 19, it goes over all of the concepts in social media and how women find men who show higher status more attractive. And I'm going to be doing some stuff, some modules where we go over every single one of those scientific studies, and in every one of those scientific studies, it agrees with concepts that we have in Men of Action. MOA is based on science. It's based on empirical studies. Go ahead. The next video.
Not to hear Alex from Date Psych talk about it.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Want to do Mackin again? On sexism?
Actually, is it? Oh yeah, the sexism one. Guys, I'm curious what you guys think about this one.
All right, here we go.
I'm a scientist studying human mating behavior, and some sexism seems sexy. In research, it's common to treat sexism as a two-headed snake, right? You've got hostile sexism, beliefs like this, that suggest you don't really like women,
Yeah,
right?
hold
This
on.
is very stereotypical misogyny.
Okay, so let's read these out.
Okay,
women exaggerate problems they have at work. Women are too easily offended. Most women interpret innocent remarks as being sexist. When women lose to men in a fair competition, they typically complain about being discriminated against. Women seek power by getting control over men. Women get a kick out of teasing men by seeming sexually available and then refusing male advances. And most women fail to appreciate all that men do for them. Now, here's the thing. I'm curious because hopefully I'll have Mackin on my show this summer. If the statement was women exaggerate their problems at work more than men, would that still be sexist? As opposed to women or most women, would that still be sexist? Do you understand?
It's a sensitive subject. Like,
Okay, let's keep going.
And then you've got beliefs like this, which suggest what we call benevolent sexism.
Okay, so let's look at benevolent sexism. Women should be cherished and protected by men. Men should be willing to sacrifice their own well-being in order to provide financially for the women in their lives. In a disaster, women need to be rescued first. Many women have the quality of purity that few men possess. Women, as compared to men, tend to have more refined sense of culture and good taste, and men are incomplete without women. So this comes almost like Southern United States chivalrous sort of like gentleman gang. But hold on. Mackin is saying that this is also sexist.
Yes.
This is also because it's infantilization and patronization of women. Go ahead.
Right, these beliefs are patronizing, but it would be hard to describe them as hateful. And while hostile sexism is unattractive to women, water is wet, benevolent sexists seem to be favored by women. And while this might seem paradoxical, these are the guys who want to pay for the bill, hold the door, and put women in the lifeboat first. These beliefs, infantilizing or not, advertise a willingness to protect and provide, which is a pretty fundamental part of a man's mate value. But carrot meets stick, benevolent and hostile sexism tend to correlate, right? So it's possible to be high in one or the other, but it's more likely that if you're high in one, you're also high in the other, unless you're unattractive. Recent research, consistent with other findings, indicates that men who women don't really like anyway, right, unattractive men, tend to adopt hostile but not benevolent sexist beliefs. So ironically, women disliking men predicts those men adopting beliefs that make them even more unlikable to women, which may function as a vicious cycle towards complete undesirability. And my feeling is, if you understood this video, then you also understand the romantic and political trajectories of many characters on the internet.
Okay, so let me first off by saying, Mackin, I love the shit out of women. Women are incredible, and I have no problem with them whatsoever.
Love confusing yourselves.
The thing that I thought was interesting when it came to this was this idea of benevolent versus hostile sexism. Right. And I was the gentleman game. The fact that is still considered sexist. If you were to ask a lot of women, they would be like, "No, that isn't sexist."
Yeah,
so what do you think?
Because it works in their favor. That's why. Whenever I'm talking about we want to say toxic masculinity. Well, we kind of have to define what attributes of masculinity are quote unquote toxic, and what attributes are benevolent or are the good.
When are you being a gentleman and when are you being sexist?
Remember, but one thing Mackin did say is that when men want to provide and protect, that is part of a man's mate value. That's an innate sex difference between men and women.
Exactly, which is why I say there's no such fucking thing as toxic masculinity. There is only masculinity, and there are aspects of it that are convenient and work very well in a gynocentric social order and work for women. And then there's aspects of it that women say, "Oh, I don't like that. It's ick. It's whatever it is. Like, I hate this aspect. Why do guys always do this? That kind of shit." The reason is that the same masculinity that causes a guy to go run into a burning fucking building and save the baby in the building is the same masculinity that makes those guys on Jackass go and do stupid, dangerous stunts. It's the same fucking thing. It's just in different contexts. One, we say, "Oh, he saved the baby," and the other one, it's like, why do guys always fucking do that? It's the exact same thing.
Why do we consider that masculinity? Like, dead ass.
Exactly. Why? Because guys are going to be the first ones to run in to do that in the first place.
No.
Guys are going to be the ones.
As a female, as a mother, as somebody that loves and endures children and people,
you're going to want to be
the first one to run into the building.
Yeah,
You'll be the first one to hold me back.
But it's your testosterone and your assertiveness that cause you to want to do that. So it's a masculine trait. Yes.
Let me put it in a different.
I didn't know that.
Here's a different scenario for you. When we had the mass shooting here in Las Vegas, right? 2017. You had men who would get in front. Yeah, I was going to say you had men who did not know women at this event who would throw themselves bodily in front of live ammunition just because that's what their protector instinct taught them to do, right?
Wow. Anybody mess with my son?
My second mother was there when it happened,
it's a uniquely masculine trait for men to want to put themselves in harm's way in front of women because eggs are expensive and sperm is cheap. That is a uniquely masculine aspect. So it's like for conventional masculinity, the aspects of conventional masculinity that are inconvenient to women's empowerment or whatever you want to talk about, that is always labeled as toxic. The stuff that when the floodwaters begin to rise in Mississippi and you need a man to come and help you get out of the house, then suddenly that's not toxic masculinity anymore. That's just being a gentleman and being noble and being chivalrous. And boy, I'm glad we have those guys around to save our asses.
So,
Thank you. Gotcha.
No, you didn't get me. I'm just trying to put my thoughts together. I unfortunately and unfortunately have had the experience in my life where I've been married twice to like narcissistic men that didn't necessarily portray the masculinity that is desired.
Yeah.
And I've also been engaged to a man who's told me I need to stop being the man in the relationship, and I said, well, then you need to start being one.
Yep.
So I actually developed a lot of masculine qualities myself because I had no choice.
Would you like me to tell you why that is? I'll tell you why. Because you...
Plus, I'm a mother.
Well, you're a mother on top of that. So you're looking for long-term security. You're looking for, as a mother, you're looking for provisioning, protection, and parental investment. And if you can't find the guy to do that, you have to take up that responsibility yourself. And the problem that I've said it a million times on this show is that one of the biggest problems that women have with men today is they don't trust men. Men are untrustworthy sons of bitches.
Absolutely.
And they are either incompetent, they are either borderline abusers, or they're like doofy, like, Homer Simpson, guys need mom to save them from themselves kind of thing. If that's the choices that women have of men right now, then what happens is they build lives around preparing for the worst, meaning like I can't trust a guy to be there to take care of the bills, to keep the lights on, to help feed the baby and everything else. So I have to build a life so that I can prepare for my own long-term security.
Absolutely.
When you get into those situations, the only thing that's left, as he was saying before, you become the man that you wanted to marry.
Exactly.
The only thing that's left is the guy that you want to fuck.
Exactly.
More or less.
But, and I realized, like, recently, obviously, because you both met my boyfriend, he's 5.5 years younger than me. It's the first time I've ever felt safe and secure, to the point where when you feel safe and secure and with a masculine man, it makes you revert back to the little girl inside of you.
Right.
Congratulations.
And it's the first time that I've actually able to feel giddy and little and taken care of. And this is by a man who's 5.5 years my
Can you believe the misogyny that is coming out of this woman's mouth? Can you believe that?
No,
of course, I agree with what you're saying.
Sorry,
but the very fact that you're saying it is offensive to other people.
You're going to say?
Sorry, not sorry.
Congratulations.
Unfortunately, I lose my thought.
Okay, no worries. No worries. It happens.
Say something
Me too.
to me.
Go ahead.
I'll give it a chance.
My friend from Calgary, she's in town right now, and we went out the other night, and one thing that she had to say was like, I am so grateful that you have these people around, because I am able to go out and not have to worry about anything. I know that everything is taken care of. And that's like one thing that like is really special to women, to not have to worry about like, where am I going? What is the plan? How am I getting there? How am I getting home? Etc.
Real talk, like Vegas actually is a pretty safe place to go out.
Agree.
I don't know. No one gets in fights here. I don't know a single person who's had their like car stolen that was like on the strip. I've never seen that. I think it's pretty.
Even
it's
at Las Chicas Bonitas.
Chicas Bonitas. Hold on, that's not on the strip, bro. That is in North Vegas. That's fucking Beirut, Lebanon, bro. That's North Vegas.
Here we go.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, here we
That's
go.
me.
Here we go. What, this one right here. Can we do this one?
Oh, yeah. Hang on. Let me grab.
All right, can everybody look up at the screen real quick? This one's going to get some blood boiling.
Here we go.
Hey, Travis, is there another Dr. Pepper? Can I get one? Thank you, Pam.
But like, you think this is wifey material?
Are you saying that I'm not?
Are you?
Are you saying that I'm not?
Bro, come here, Quinn, you what's up? Hey, do you think she's wifey material by showing her boobs out?
Who? Wifey material by showing her boobs? I mean, she's pretty fine. You know, I don't know about wifey material by showing her boobs.
Wifey material doesn't define what you're wearing. It's the type of person that you are.
Nah, true shit. Okay, I agree. But let's say if I was your boyfriend, I wouldn't like you to be wearing this
But
shit.
you're not gay, you're not. She's my girlfriend.
Nah, I'm not. That's why I don't give a fuck.
And I want my girlfriend to wear this. I think my girlfriend looks hot. I want my girl to go out like that.
But I agree. What is a guy gonna think when he sees this?
She a little.
I want my girl to go out and everybody be like, oh, she's hot.
Thinking as a guy.
Excuse me? So you're calling me a
That's the way guys think.
So yes or no, are you calling me?
I am. That's the way guys think.
Oh, my girlfriend.
Yeah, they don't know the way guys think.
You're small. So basically, you're small.
So what if I'm small?
So what if I'm small? What? Oh my God. So what if I'm small?
Do you guys see what happened? Like she had to immediately go take it personal because she didn't like what he was saying. Now here's the thing.
Go to the dick.
Here's the thing.
Kick him in the nuts.
I know some women who dress, however, and some of them are very promiscuous and some of them aren't. I also know some women who dress very non-provocatively and they're very promiscuous and some of them aren't. That isn't necessarily the way. It's not a one-to-one correlation, but the way men think about it in general is a correlation. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he was pointing out. He was like, men in general. When we talk about men in general or women in general and what their preferences are, when we describe that, that's what's called descriptive, not normative.
Men are visual, women are emotional.
Right, but he didn't. But even the guy right there, by the way, Hook 'em Horns. I don't know if you saw, they were in Austin.
Yeah.
Even the guy who was up there, he was saying, "Hey, this is just how men think." So he's telling her the truth, and her response is, "So what you're saying is you're small." Do you understand? Yeah. She couldn't because she could not accept that. Again, she has the right to wear whatever she wants. Bro, it is hotter than than fucking gorilla's asshole in Austin, Texas in the summer. I would dress like that. It is so fucking hot there. You have no idea.
She could have just been like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah, but
then
it
you're
wasn't
not for me.
But it's like he didn't say she was a slut. He said that men might look at her and think she was a slut, or that she might have a boyfriend.
To say it.
For sure, and then and when she does that, the problem is for the idea that no man would think that you were again. I know some of the most prude women I've ever met that were strippers because I used to manage a strip club. I know girls they hadn't slept. They're a stripper. They went to AA. You probably know a girl like this. Went to AA, hadn't slept with a dude in 3.5 years. It happens every once in a while.
That would have been me.
Right. It's so funny. I have a friend of mine. She lives in L.A. and she's like, when I was drinking all the time, she's like, I'd slept with like 90 dudes. He goes, as soon as I went to AA and stopped drinking, she's like, I haven't had sex with a dude in 3 years. That's what happened.
I was sober for 2.5 years.
Did you go a long period without having sex with anyone?
I was yes. Yes.
I feel that.
Anyway,
but I also went through the period after my breakup that like I was,
promiscuous.
Well, yeah, but like I was trying to numb it, but it just,
the psychological term is hoe phase. We call it a hoe phase. There's a scientific term for it. Anyway, so the point we're trying to make.
Like that. I wasn't sleeping with
I'm kidding. The point I'm trying to make is, regardless, we all know people who look promiscuous and aren't, and people who look not promiscuous and are. Yeah. That's not the case. But the idea that men assume you are, if you don't recognize that as reality, you're fooling yourself. You're actually, again, look at how female politicians dress. They dress different than exotic dancers do. There's a reason. Because in general, people feel that way. And for you to express that in general people feel that way, that's not misogynistic.
Right.
It's not. Now, the belief itself may be misogynistic, but the description of the belief is not.
Right. I'm not saying you're a prostitute. I'm just saying you're wearing a prostitute's uniform.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
No, I think it's funny. It's like when you could clearly tell that the guy seemed like he was sober enough. I mean, the girls maybe not, but
she literally egged him on.
I think
she did.
I think she would have asked.
But she takes it
excuse
personally.
me, am I taking this correctly? Like, are you calling me a slut? If she would have asked him nicely and not aggressive, I think he would have been like, no. But since she was combative, I think he was like, fuck.
I don't think there's any.
To be fair,
honestly,
I thought that she was saying slag. Slut.
No, she's not in England. She's in the United States.
No, I get it. But slag is so class.
Slag is the word slut in the UK. Yeah.
Really?
It's like a flat for an apartment. You get a flat.
Yeah, got you.
So I was going to say is that the guy's trying to have this like sort of logical conversation with her, saying, look, wearing this might not put you in the best light. If you're looking to, well, of course, she's not at this social gathering looking for a husband. She's there to hook up, right? But the thing is like the guy's asking the question, is this a woman who wears this, is she wifey material? Basically looking for content. I got it. But the short version of this is that the guy is trying to make this point and saying, like, in general, this is what guys would think. And then she immediately goes from the general to the specific, which is herself, right? So she's taking a universal and then personalizing it. And women do this all the time, too, where it's like... You can say something that's generally true about female nature. Women will take that and they'll go, but not me. Let me tell you why.
I'm not like that.
Let me tell you why in my case it's not like it's like, or whenever I hear a woman start a conversation, she says, as a woman, let me tell you, like, it's like, well, you're one woman and that's you. You're not the whole cosmic universe of womanhood right here. So in your own personal world, but that's the thing is women are always in their own little personal worlds.
I think everybody is, though.
Yeah. Well, here you have this guy trying to make a general statement, a general statement of fact, and she takes it personally. And the first place she goes is, "You got a little dick."
Yeah, I understand why she would be offended, but like he was, what did he say? He goes, "So you're saying that I'm a slut?" He goes, I don't think if I was your man, I would like you wearing that. And she goes, yeah, that's because you're not my man. And his response was, you're right, I'm not your man, so I don't give a fuck.
And then she calls him small.
So my point is, he wasn't trying to be aggressive.
No.
He was being what's called descriptive, and she didn't like the description of the world that she lived in. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, downtown Austin, Texas, it is totally legal to walk around topless. It is.
Hell yeah. What is it, 6th Street?
Have you gone to 6th Street? Have you gone to 6th Street? Now, I don't know if they've changed the law, but when the Iron Pig, exactly. At like 6th and Trinity.
All right.
Yeah, so it's funny because that's where Matthew McConaughey.
I've actually sung there.
Yeah,
so
when you were in Austin during South by Southwest, before Austin turned into a giant Starbucks like it is now, like 25 years ago when I lived there, when you would go there, you'd go out, you'd actually, South by Southwest, girls would just walk around topless. And I remember the first time being like, what the fuck is this? And then I found out, as long as they're in this certain area, it's legal for them to walk around topless. Isn't that crazy?
Same thing with that in New York City too. Like it's
Same
the
thing with
only
Key
two
West.
places I know of that in the United States you can walk around
Key
as
West.
a female. Key West too. So there's 3
Key
places.
West.
Yeah.
So Michael, let me ask you the question. Well, then,
my house. You can also watch around topless in my house.
Let's ask the.
Kylie can walk around topless.
Fire Island, Long Island.
Let's ask the most obvious question: if a woman is walking around Austin topless, is she wifey material?
If that's your wife,
yeah. If she's your wife,
if she's your
wife.
hand.
Mm-hmm. Like I will say this, okay? Just hypothetically, if you're a woman and you have an attractive girlfriend and you want to bring other women home and you like her to look attractive to attract other women, I'm going to give you a pass on that one, just from personal experience. There's not, you're agreeing with me. Like it's one of these things where it's like it's a little different there if your girl is doing that.
I think that stuff like gets blown out of proportion, especially today, because like we were just talking about, like people giving me shit in the chat.
Everybody's
I see
offended.
They're pissed off because it's like, oh, I can't believe Michael and Rolo are getting behind plastic surgery, dude. I don't give a flying fuck. Please get a facelift.
Who cares
Get
what
a
you think?
please do. Stay if you can use every advantage to look younger than you actually are.
If you don't like boob jobs, you just haven't seen a good one. That's all I'm saying.
If you don't,
you just haven't seen a good one, bro.
They got good real boobs and good fake boobs.
For sure.
They're all great.
Just not very many good real boobs.
The same guys that will give you shit about like plastic surgery and boob jobs and everything else are the same guys that'll run you up the flagpole for fucking taking TRT.
For sure,
because they don't like the fact that somebody
they can run me off. Hey, they can run me off the flagpole, but they can't kick my ass. Yes. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, exactly. So, but the thing is it's a want to level the playing field so that person can compete at your fucking level. That's what it comes down to. So it's like, oh, I would never want to get with a girl with a plastic surgery, or no, you would. You just can't right now because you can't compete at that level. That's why. So if anybody who has put on a little bit of muscle mass in the last year, that guy must be cheating in some way, and he should be brought down a notch because I can't keep up with that bullshit.
You know what's really interesting is you bring up this point. Ladies, have you ever seen a guy who you knew this guy took steroids and women still found him attractive? Raise your hand if you've seen that.
Yeah.
Of course, we've all seen it. Zoe, you've probably seen it too, right? Anybody's
every time you go out and freaking Vegas.
Yeah, every time you go to Wet Republic or Tile Beach, or anytime you go to the Dragon's Lair or Fit Club LV, you'll see it. So even though she knows he's cheating, she's still sexually attracted to him. Have you guys ever seen a girl attracted to a guy who makes his money illegally? Has everybody? So the drug dealer, right? The drug dealer who comes into the strip club. He comes into the strip club and he has to spend all that money because he doesn't want the IRS finding out about it.
That's how you wash it.
Yeah, that's how you wash the money. And so the thing is, the attraction triggers still work. Now, here's another thing: women are attracted to men. They'll get the hair transplants, hairs on the front of their head, and women don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
they don't.
I mean, girls wear wigs and weaves.
Same thing. Extensions.
We get extensions.
Because it's not the thing; it's how the thing makes us feel.
Exactly.
It's self-care.
And if you think about it from an evolutionary standpoint, is there anything more useless than putting silicone in your breasts? It doesn't serve any purpose whatsoever, and I love it.
What it's
I love it.
Hey, every now and then you need a pillow.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I come in handy on a plane.
I'm telling you, Obamacare, if they had included the boob jobs.
Right.
Just saying.
So,
airplanes.
One more point, and we'll get on to the next video. But I was also going to say this, is that the guys that have a problem with that, what she was wearing is not any different than what I see in Brickell, or I would see here in Vegas, or would
actually,
see.
It's probably more conservative than what you
exactly.
And it's like around with pasties on.
So, like when people say, would you be offended if your wife wore something like that? I'd be like, no, I actually wouldn't. I'd actually be okay with that. I mean, that's not that. If she's walking around EDC with like titties hanging out and like danglies or whatever like that, okay, whatever. But the thing is I think that a lot of the guys that have a problem with this are the same guys who want to put women in the Amish Dutch country girl from
hold on.
Her in that
if your girl is with us at EDC without you, that's not your girl no more. If you heard these 3 words, Marquee Sky Deck, and you are not with your girl, that's not your girl anymore. If you're Ignite Party,
if you're there, that's not your girl.
Ignite Party, and you're not there with her, that's not your girl no more. Coachella, and she's not there with you. You went to Coachella, that's not your girl no more. For sure, bro.
I would never go to a music festival without my music.
And the reason why I have a problem with this, like, I'm sure the guy was just basically farming for content on this whole thing. I understand that. But the way he's doing it, or the reason why it works, is because there's this extreme, like, over-the-top bullshit, like, oh, my wife is never going to leave the house. She's always going to be there barefoot and pregnant, making me macaroni and cheese, and, you know, and we're going to have I don't know, a Labrador Retriever in the front yard, and we're going to have 2.5 kids and a station wagon or some shit like that. It's like, no, you're fucking not. And the girl that you're going to get with has probably already worn that, and she's probably wearing something different because she's trying to be a different person for you so that she can sort of consolidate on something in the long term. So cut the shit.
Or she can wear multiple
Can we
hats.
just please cut the shit? Yeah. Or exactly.
Multiple hats, because I've done all of it.
Right.
Costumes
I've been
are
barefoot
fun.
and pregnant, and I've also danced at a club.
Yep.
I can wear it all.
The best.
Play all the roles.
And I can cook.
What are we doing next?
Let's do this one. Talking to multiple girls.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Everybody watch the screen real quick.
Here we go.
If he's not talking to multiple girls, it's kind of a red flag. Like, why does no one want this one? No one wants this one? Why not? What's wrong? Was there a conversation that I missed?
I agree with her on that.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
One more time, guys. The studies are in, guys. When other women find you attractive, more women find you attractive. It's just the truth. Anybody who told, by the way, the guys who keep telling you and I'm friends with these guys, and I love them personally, but the ones who keep telling you that you shouldn't be posting pictures with hot girls, notice how good-looking those guys are. Okay, most women are not attracted to most men. Pre-selection photos are not for girls who like you. Pre-selection photos are for girls who don't like you. That's the point of them. They're a jackhammer. You're trying to break rapport so that you can get at a different level so the girl notices you. That's what pre-selection photos. And you literally just see this woman saying, "Is there something wrong? Why isn't he talking to multiple girls?"
Why does it
Can we?
do
You know
that?
what? Let's just. Can we do this one real quick? This is kind of the same one. Guys, watch this. It's kind of the same vein. This is a really good transition here.
Oh my god, I'm so sunburned. Girl, I have.
That's all I have right here. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Okay, here we go.
Hey, watch this.
He exists. Where? He never answers his phone. Where? He could be gay. Where? Where? He plays on common sports. Where? He texts you first.
He texts me
He's a good
first.
listener. He's a good listener. He doesn't text other girls. He doesn't text other girls. He buys you flowers. He buys you flowers.
Why are we like
He never
this?
knows how he feels. Oh my god, where? His video games get more attention than you do. Where? He's inconsistent. Where? He has more of a bromance than a romance with you. Where?
I've seen that. Not personally, but I've seen that for other people.
Wait.
He's growing facial hair.
Okay, but why do we like this? I don't understand.
Huh?
Why do we like that?
It's so great that you're at least asking the question instead of the question that most women would say, instead of the things most women say, which is, we're not like that. When you are.
Yeah.
And there's tons of studies that show this. Women react to men that other women find attractive.
Of course.
The data is in and it is over. This debate is done. And it's just crazy to me. Again, like I have a lot of friends that are in the pickup community and they just never got the fucking software update. This is the thing. This is the thing that changed. And the best way to show pre-selection is what? Guys, the best way to show pre-selection to the most people with the least amount of effort is what? Anybody?
Instagram?
Yes, it is fucking social media.
It's
So
your new resume.
It's a yes. You give women your resume. You go to the club. Here's
the
my
same
resume.
Thing applies for men
Here's-
because most men want women that other men find attractive.
Not
too.
really. It's not nearly the same effect.
No, we want women that we find arousing. Period.
what'd you
That
say?
is a matter of other guys too.
Avery, repeat yourself.
Avery, if we find you physically attractive, we do not give a fuck if other men find you attractive. It means absolutely nothing to us.
We know they do.
Yeah, we know.
They're not that dumb.
No, it's like they don't want to know that like if you're sleeping with other guys and stuff.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's the arousal factor. There's also availability.
Yeah,
men
that's what I'm
tend to.
talking
Okay, so men's innate sexual strategy is unlimited access to unlimited sexuality. Really, what that boils down to is she hot and is she available? Those are the two criteria.
But is she
Everything
too
after that
available?
is icing on the cake.
And can
Is
she cook?
too available?
And yes,
Icing
I
on
can.
value added. Yes, that would be
Yes,
value
I
added.
can.
But we have to get past: is she hot? Like,
Yes.
does she pass the boner test? And is she available so that I can pass the boner test?
My sex drive is like a fucking teenager boy, and I can cook. So
14-year-old
that's not a
boy?
problem. Yeah.
But no, I like. Thank you. She's the first person to ever ask.
Yeah, that's the question you should be asking. It's like, why are we like this? It's correct.
Yes.
Again, but men, we have a similar weakness. Like men and women, the only reason, the only way this whole thing can work is that we have leverage points over each other. A man will see an incredibly beautiful woman and turn into a fucking idiot. Right? And a woman will see a man that has incredibly high status and she will start ignoring red flags. We have leverage over each other. Yes. But
hairless murder apes.
But the hairless murder apes. But the trick is not the
t-shirt.
The trick is to ask the question, why are we like this? And how do we overcome this possibly? But what's happening instead is we're not like this.
Well,
we're all blank slates.
Do we want to overcome it?
No.
Well, it depends. Well, I mean, some women might argue it's like, well, if you're constantly talking to a guy who has a bunch, like I have a friend of mine, she actually is a porn star, and she's like, I don't like dating attractive men because when I do, I have to compete with other women, and she films with other men.
Yeah,
I love mid ugly.
That's not
medium ugly with a touch of autism. Shout out to a friend of mine that I will express. You know who you are. Medium ugly with a her description is freakishly tall, medium ugly with a touch of autism.
I love that touch of autism.
Yeah.
That's cherry on top.
Well, one of the things I keep seeing from guys like Date Psych and a little bit to Mac and Murphy too, but it's the dark triad traits, right? It's is the guy a narcissist? Is he a sociopath? Is he Machiavellian? I don't think we should call them dark triad traits because of exactly what she just said. Why are we like this? Why is the Tinder swindler such a hot piece of ass? Why do I want to get with him? Why do I believe his lies? Why do I want? Why?
He got a lot of money out of them girls.
Exactly, he did, and they took out bank loans for this guy, multiple bank loans for this dude. Why? Well, obviously he has quote unquote dark triad. But what is it about those traits?
No dick's going to be good enough for me to take out a bank loan. I'm sorry.
Well, 1 or 10.
No.
He got
one of them took out. One of the girls took out nine loans for this guy.
Very low self-esteem.
Yes,
yeah. That's all it is.
It could be, but the thing is even with low self-esteem, what's hot is still hot. Is he bring? Does he buy me He buys me flowers
with my own money.
But is she the only girl?
Yeah, with my own money.
No, there's several.
There's several. It's on Instagram. He's a con artist. He did this to multiple women all over the world.
There's multiple of them.
A lot of them. They had to make a documentary about it.
Damn. Well, he must be very sexy for multiple girls to do that.
Because evil is sexy.
But men will do the same thing for women too.
Well, not quite. Hybristophilia only works in one direction. Meaning,
it's rare.
Women are only attracted to male serial killers. It doesn't work the other way around.
Yeah, they don't seek them out.
Serial killers.
Hybristophilia is women being attracted to male serial killers.
I noticed that.
Convicted criminal. Yeah.
I knew this girl who used to write letters to Charles Manson in high school, and he would respond, and it was gross. I was like, why are you coming to school telling us about that?
Because he's hot.
Wait, but
He's a risk taker. That guy's a go-getter. He takes action.
He doesn't buy flowers.
Bro, if you guys saw how
body parts, not flowers.
You want to see a picture of
I know, I'm curious about this guy that you were talking about.
Just show him a picture of the Tinder swindler. Guys, listen, he's pretty average looking dude. Here's the thing.
He's not all that hot.
Here's the thing.
He wasn't that good.
Here's the thing. I've been to parties with O.J. Simpson, and the women all wanted to meet him. That's it. It doesn't work the other way around.
Is it because of fame?
Yep.
Yes.
He also got away with murder.
Why is it not the other way around?
That actually got him status. By the way, it goes kind of to the point that I've been making several times before.
Men don't like serial killers?
Huh?
Men don't like serial killers?
We're not more attracted to women because they're serial killers.
Why?
Whereas women were giving their because
don't men like crazy?
Because it doesn't help us from a survival standpoint. You consider 50,000 years ago, you being attracted to a super violent man actually gave you a higher probability of you and your offspring surviving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A man willing to just go to the fucking mats and get super violent on your behalf actually increased the likelihood of you surviving. Today, maybe not so much, but back then. And so what happens is her evolutionary psychology, which has been programmed over the last 200,000 years, it sees that attribute in Richard Ramirez, and it's like, oh, I find him attractive. Plus, he's a handsome guy, and she throws her panties at him at the murder trial.
So,
okay,
Michael. So, Richard, did he mostly target men, or was it men and women?
Richard Ramirez killed both. I think it was mostly men, though, wasn't it? I'm not sure.
I thought it was women. Dahmer is men because he was gay.
Yeah. But women found Dahmer attractive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the problem is it's not men or women. It's like would someone be willing to do violence on your behalf? Now, all women aren't hybristophilic. that most women aren't.
But only women.
But only women are hybristophilic. That's the point. Men do not suffer from this. And the point we're trying to make before is, whereas you find us attractive, women in general can find men attractive because other women find men attractive. It doesn't work the other way around. And women will find men attractive because of attributes of masculinity. One of them being, I'm willing to do a fucking ton of violence.
No, I see that you can protect me.
Yes.
Like, there's no way that a guy would come up to me and be attracted to me and be like, oh, you're gonna protect me. Like, no fucking way.
So I want to point one other sort of inconsistency out here is recently, I think I sent you this tweet. There is this idea or this research to, I don't know whose research, but once again, our good friend Alex from DateSite keeps throwing this out there, saying that guys who have dark triad personality traits are actually successful with women because they put themselves out there that much more.
I think that's one of the reasons, but it's not the
I
reason.
would say that it's absolute. That last video we just saw puts the lie to that bullshit right there.
Okay,
because you have one woman, one girl, I guess, saying, like, a random guy. The guy's not coming up to her to say, hey, I'm attractive. Hey, I'm this. It's like, these are personality traits that I find attractive, and these are the ones that I find have an ick. I'm going to go and get him. He's going to buy me flowers. Ew. Oh, he talks to other girls. Hot. I want to fuck him. Yeah. It's like, if you look at all the ones where she said where, all those ones, those are the dark triad traits. That no guy has just come up to this chick and said, hey, I have all these dark triad traits. You're supposed to be attracted to me, and I'm going to keep spamming approaches with my dark triad.
So I think in a vacuum, what you're saying is the dark triad traits women find attractive.
Well, that's the vacuum.
But he's also not wrong in that if I am a narcissist and I don't have approach anxiety, I am going to go talk to more women.
Be more,
and I'm going to get laid more, even in a vacuum.
But those attraction qualities, those attraction triggers exist regardless of whether the guy is approaching or he's not approaching.
If he has no exposure to women, then he can't be attractive to them. But I think his point is one of the possible.
But the girl would not have done that video if there wasn't something innately attractive about those qualities in the first place, whether the guy came up to her or didn't.
Well, you saw the part where he's like he plays college basketball. These girls are probably in college, and then he plays college basketball, and so these guys, a guy who plays the jock on the football team, he doesn't have to approach her. You're right. So he can still have those traits. But to Alex's point, a man with no approach anxiety, Jesus Christ, he's going to get laid a lot. He's going to get laid a lot.
So going the other way, you said like the fucking quarterback on the football team, right? He's going to get he's going to get whatever.
But he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to approach.
So let's talk about the head cheerleader.
Okay. What about her?
She doesn't need to approach anybody either.
Because she's attractive.
Girls never need to approach.
But here's the thing. The quarterback likes the head cheerleader because she's attractive, not because she's the head cheerleader. That's the difference.
Well, why do you become the head cheerleader?
Generally, it's because you're attractive. Yeah, a lot of times it is because you're attractive, for sure. There is a social hierarchy with women where more attractive women, and again, this is women who do this, not men. Well, a lot of times women the prettiest girl in the group will be the leader. Sometimes, not all the time.
Not always.
But you will notice with the head cheerleader, a lot of times they're very attractive. But the head cheerleader dating the quarterback is something that
there's a reason that's a stereotype, right?
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Do you want to get some...
Women want to fuck guys that other women want and other men want to be.
There we go.
More or less. That is the definition of a high value man, by the way. The guy that other men want to be and other women want to bang.
All right, here we go, guys. Let's. I want to ask this question. What up? This is from Thrive Alpha.
Oh, I got to get mine.
What up, everybody? For the ladies, what do you wish men understood better about women? Zoe.
You caught me off guard. You didn't give me a chance to think.
Avery. What do you wish men understood more about women?
Well, I'll speak personally, but not all women care about what you make or what you do for a living.
Got it. Zoe, do you have any thought of anything? No? Katie?
Clit.
The U.S. understood clit.
Amen.
That's actually, you know what? That's a pretty good point.
That's the man in the rowboat.
That's I can't argue with that. Go ahead.
How we view sex.
How we view sex. Yes.
Specifically?
Clit.
Well,
I want an oral
I'm not going to say it's obvious, but for women, sex is very different for both of us.
So
How we view
I
it.
think a way to explain it, and you can correct me if you don't agree, for women, generally, sex needs to be contextual, meaning there needs to be comfort and attraction.
Absolutely.
And for men, it does not need to be contextual. It can just be instinctual.
For men, it is instinctual. You have to be attractive. There has to be
But it doesn't have to be comfort.
emotion.
Right, but for a man could have sex with a woman who he disagrees with on everything.
Oh,
a man could have
absolutely.
sex with a woman who he actually dislikes personally.
Yeah, you could hate a girl and still fuck her.
Yes. And by the way, women can do it too. It's just in general, women need a little bit more context.
If a girl has sex with a man that she doesn't like, that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, there's usually a price tag attached to it.
Yeah, or a price tag, or she's a hoe.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not from personal experience, but if she's
Sorry to
doing
use
it,
foul
there's a reason
language,
she's
but-
doing it.
Oh man,
Ask the
This
Me
is,
Too movement.
hitting a little close to home
She's
right
gonna
now.
climb up the ladder somehow.
All right, Zoe, did you think of something?
I don't know. I feel like I just like want men to like understand why I'm so emotional.
We understand it's estrogen, but the thing is,
It's estrogen.
so here's the thing: the emotionality is good until the house is on fire. Then we got to get out of the house, regardless of how you feel about it. Does that make sense?
No.
Well, of course.
She's just fucking with you now.
Again, the emotion. You have the bubble to live in emotionality because we protect you with a house that we had to pay for with our logic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that make sense, Rollo? It was our logic
When
and
you
hard
dumb it
work.
down for me, yeah.
When our logic and our hard work then paid
mansplain
for
it
a
for
home,
it. Yeah.
and that
Mansplain.
and within that home, then you were allowed to be emotional. But then what happens is when your emotionality then disrupts the career that we have in order to make the money to build a house to which you are emotional. Does that make sense?
Men just want peace, right?
That's exactly right. Men want peace.
I'm gonna go home and be peaceful now.
I didn't realize, like, when I was 24, you know what, I thought men wanted big boobs. Like, that's all I thought it was. Now that I'm 46, men want peace. Bro, peace above everything. If you ask me, a woman who is madly in love with you or a woman who respects you, a woman who respects me 100 times out of 100 more than a woman who loves me. And women don't grasp that because for women, they want a man who's, like, obsessed in love. And respect is not quite the same thing.
When you hit 56, you'll go back to big boobs.
Big boobs.
Me.
Okay, got it. Corey Vox.
We also want security.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of men these days, they might bring the bank account, but they can't bring your security.
Yeah.
So, like,
there's a difference.
I don't know if it's just me, but I find it odd when a man gets too obsessed with us, we get a little bit turned off. Is it just me?
It's kind of an ick, yeah. Like he makes himself too available.
I like it.
I don't want to.
You like it with a man who you're already attracted to, though. You don't like it for random dudes. Homeless guys on the street and
You're
becoming
right.
obsessed with you. You don't like it.
100%.
Who the fuck wants a homeless guy
Even if
becoming
it's
obsessed with them anyway?
Right, but Zoe, you don't want a man to be obsessed with you. You want a man you're attracted to be obsessed with you.
Exactly.
And when
Yeah.
you say what you just
Yeah.
said, it confuses the shit out of
Yeah.
dudes. That's the thing, because women don't grasp the concept of being attracted to someone they don't find attractive. Whereas men, like, do you understand what I'm saying? So, like, you're just like when you say I want a man to buy you flowers. No, you want a man you're attracted to buy you
That's
flowers.
what OnlyFans is for.
Yeah.
I don't care who the fuck buys me flowers. I just want them.
But you're not. But if a man you're not attracted to buys your flowers, your vagina does not get wet for him because he bought you flowers.
No, you're
Okay.
like, aw.
You don't know my.
I don't. You're right. I do not.
You're like, aw. Poor
He's
guy.
so nice.
All right, here we go. Corey Vox, tough night. Ladies, please don't vote. Okay, you guys can go after him if you want. Thrive Alpha, I found this quote: every woman's love language is not having to ask. If I have to ask, I'd rather do it myself. This is true, and why. This is also the reason you will get fucking divorced. Ladies, you do have to ask. Communicate. This idea that you can use telepathy and men are just supposed to understand what you're blinking. You're supposed to just get it. You can do this, and as a man, and originally when you're dating, it's something you tolerate, but later on when we're raising the kids, don't tell me to just fucking get it. It's time for me. You need to say words with your mouth about what we need to do so that the offspring can fucking survive.
Yeah.
And like, just when women don't grasp this is why there's a fucking 56% divorce rate. It is because of this concept of women saying men need to just get it. No, you need to tell them initially. Now, eventually, if they deliberately don't get it, then there's an issue. But if it is your emotionality that's getting offended because he didn't anticipate your needs every fucking 5 seconds, go find another dude who will gaslight you.
Yeah, but it's not just
boyfriend and I had just had that discussion the other day because he went home to Utah and went to like one of his like favorite restaurants, and I'm like, oh, is that the place that you took me with like the really good fried chicken? And he's like, yeah, and then he had to drive home, and I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, I guess I'll figure out what I'm gonna eat here, and like I thought that meant like, you know, why don't you bring me something home?
Buy me Uber.
But, yeah, but he was like, babe, you should have just asked me if you wanted something.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, well, I kind of said, like, isn't that where I have my the good stuff was? And he's like, you just should have asked me.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
hey, baby,
I have a
bring me
really
food.
hard time because of like my past asking for anything. So I need to be better at that.
Well, because men and
communication.
women communicate differently in the sense that like
Exactly.
women communicate covertly, men communicate overtly.
yeah.
Okay, so men, it's like mean what you say and say what you mean. Men's conversations are all information based. It's content based. For women, it's context. How did you feel? How did you feel about the conversation? Let's catch up at Starbucks
want
today.
brass tacks.
The conversation itself is the point of the whole thing. Whereas guys, it's like, how to fix a carburetor. Okay, here's how we're going to do it, and we're going to hit step 1, step 2. And it's all information
I'll show you how
based.
to do that.
It's
Once
much
you're through,
more
let's go.
well. It's much more blunt, right? And
Yeah.
and women think that guys are like just stupid cavemen because that's how they communicate. No, it's just we have different forms of communication. So what's going on is like when Mike's saying, hey, we can't just like read your fucking minds. It's because we speak overt and you speak covert. So when you have, I think a lot of guys mistake this for being like sort of passive aggressive, and it can be.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that, oh, well, it looks like the kids would really like to go to Disneyland this month, but I don't know if we're going to be like, or talking to the dog, but you're not talking to the dog. You're actually talking to your husband over here. You're actually talking to, and it's like you're having this conversation, but it's not with the dog. It's actually with you, right? Because there's this want or this.
It's like you're stating something, hoping he's picking up what you're putting down.
Right,
because you want him to just get it.
For sure. And so here's the thing. Ladies, my advice for you is to get over this idea that men need to just get it. And fellas, you need to understand that women want you to just get it because that's how you're going to get them. One of my favorite stories whenever we go over the subject is Henry II in 1170 saying to his fucking knights, he said, will someone rid me of this meddlesome priest? And the knights don't understand what he's saying. So what do? What do, Rolo? They go and murder Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury. And they did so. And it wasn't an order. He didn't tell them to go do it. He just said, man, will somebody get rid of this fucking asshole for me? And they'd go and fucking kill the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Instead of just removing
it. So what does that mean? It's because men in general we don't communicate this way. And the knights, they wanted to please him, so they went off and they did it anyway. They tried to just get it.
You guys deal in extremes.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's just kind of an expression of what I'm talking about.
Black, white.
But see, the other part of this is that it's also sort of a shit test. It's a fitness test. You want a guy who understands that you don't want to be told that you're playing a game. You want him to be able to be a very good player at that game. So it's like if
we just don't tell him the rules.
It's not even so much like guys say, well, what am I supposed to be, a mind reader? No, you're supposed to just get it well enough that a guy who would be alpha, a guy who would be the dude that you would want to get with, like if a guy has to have masculinity explained to him, he's not the guy for you. He's not the guy for you.
Here we go. Siege, once again, Siege is my moderator. Just making it clear, the Siege loves all the ladies. Makes working in the chat late night worth it, especially Avery and Katie are regulars.
Thank you guys.
Nice. And then Thrive Alpha.
Thank you.
Thrive Alpha.
It's always nice being here, guys.
Here we go, ladies. Do you believe beauty is objective? If so, who is the hottest woman you know and why? You believe it's objective or subjective?
Oh, God.
Good question.
I think it's subjective.
You think it's subjective? Anybody?
Yeah, like some people like fat girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Hottest woman I know is Adriana Chechik. Shout out Adriana.
Margot Robbie.
Whoa. She's
but
attractive, but I don't know if she's not the hottest woman I've ever.
I knew her.
No, she's my friend, and I find her sexier than my other friends.
For sure.
Yes.
She's.
But you know,
my opinion, I'm allowed to have.
I will say this: Adriana makes up what she lacks in enthusiasm.
And enthusiasm, for sure. She's the most enthusiastic girl I've ever seen. But she's not. She's the most attractive. Most attractive girl you guys.
You girls, you know.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's kind of.
So we can talk
she's the girl who takes care of my cats. You guys know who it is.
First of all, I love cats.
And she's sweet.
Yes.
She's gorgeous and she's sweet.
So here's the thing: if you were to look at this mathematically, beauty is objective.
Who's the hottest girl you know? He talks shit about Adriana's track.
My mom.
No, I didn't talk shit. I just said she wasn't the hottest girl I know.
That's my mom.
Well, they asked
Mike
what
asked
who
a
you
different
thought,
type.
and that's my opinion.
That's just interesting.
So, who's the hottest chick you know? Her.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
She was asking about you actually
Thank
before we
you,
came
baby.
here. Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right,
A
so
romance going on here.
I'd like to get the after school special.
so here's the thing. Whenever we so I've hosted 57 bikini competitions at this point, and whenever the things start, I know, right? Whenever it starts, and I'll go talk to the other guys who are the organizers, but I won't talk to the judges because I don't want to bias them. And I'll say, here's how this is going to end. She's first, she's second, she's third, and I can't think of 3 times when I've been wrong. Because beauty is objective. It's not subjective.
I mean, initially, yeah, like there's a golden
Beauty is the eye
ratio,
of the
there's
beholder.
symmetry, there's all of those things that go on as well.
Okay.
When I think of the next
Sexual attraction from men towards women is objective.
Yeah. I agree with you.
It has to do
But,
with facial symmetry, signs of youth, hip to waist ratio, clear skin, like signs of health,
eyes,
signs of fertility. Those are objective. Sorry.
What was the name for it for the eye thing?
What's it?
What was that? The eye.
Cute aggression.
No, you said what did the eye attracted
Like
attractiveness?
doe eyes. Are you talking about when they
Cute
like?
aggression.
You said it before.
Like
Neoteny?
Neoteny.
Oh yeah, big eyes, small nose. It's baby like. It's like childlike qualities.
Actually, it's also a form of witchcraft.
Oh, let's not go there.
Here we go.
No, deadass. So it's called doe eyes.
True.
Yeah, it's like a deer, right?
Avery, who's the hottest girl you know? Who's the hottest girl?
Honestly, I couldn't single out anybody.
You better single out this one because there's a correct answer and an incorrect answer.
Megan Fox.
Hey, Avery.
It's Megan Fox.
The hottest girl I know.
You know.
You're allowed to have your
know.
opinion.
Hey, Avery.
Hold on.
She's in the chat right now.
I really couldn't give you. I'm blessed to work in an industry with so many beautiful women that I go to work with every night that I really couldn't single one out.
Well, that's too bad because Jesse Preston just said, "Shout out to Avery, I love you, babe."
I actually told her I would be on her podcast. I love you, Jess.
Love you, Jesse.
That's who. That was the correct
I love
answer.
her. I have so many though. I'm very blessed.
Did Great Value Zendaya really just ask why did Cardi B drug men and steak from them? I imagine a dude trying to justify why another dude drugged
I bet
and
he's eating
stole
Cheetos
from
off his
women.
couch right now.
Shaking my head, insane.
That isn't actually. Thank you for alliterating with that. So for me, it's like what she went through was like really horrific. Like if you actually listen to the story, the men that apparently the men that she did that to were men that were doing way worse things to her.
Okay, so it was justified violence.
Sure.
For me, I'm a vigilante.
There you go. All right, Batman. Here we go. Space
No,
Dude.
I kill people. It's okay.
Space
I'm not
Dude
bad.
says you have to exercise on TRT steroids for it to do anything. Not the same as plastic surgery. Okay, so that apparently is cheating after all. Now, this super chat wins super chat of the night.
Oh God. What
Okay,
is it?
Brandon says, Rollo, if you and Mike ever start a pre-workout supplement brand, you should call it Murder Ape.
Murder Ape.
Lord.
Can you say that?
I thought we couldn't
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful how besides that, not
What was
roll
the
it
saying?
together.
It was,
Isn't that genius? That's fucking genius.
Done.
Yeah, it was,
That's happening.
We need
the saying-
we need a white label like supplement line.
As long as you don't blur those two words together.
Yes.
You'll be
Well, you'd be just
The old
fine.
saying that was
I think you just got
sticks out for
demonetized.
Harambe.
Yeah, if you say murder apes, that's bad.
I'm down.
No, apes are endangered. You don't want to murder them.
Yeah, but if you like blend it together and say it too fast,
Murder
it
it.
doesn't
Oh,
sound.
yeah.
There you go.
I think I'm caught up.
Yeah,
Honestly, if you called your stiff George,
one of those
would
words
it
we
be
can't say.
because you know the Planet of the Apes main character.
Correct.
Is
Yes,
George.
it is George. Yes.
Yeah.
I know him. Yeah.
And my George
he's
is
my
very
good friend.
curious.
Beautiful.
Do you want to keep going? What do we got?
I don't think we have any more. Do you have one?
We have we have Katie. This one.
Let's do it.
You wanna do- Okay, we have
Guys, this one's pretty fucking emotional.
This is pretty funny.
This
Here
is
we go.
pretty
Do you
messed up.
really think I'm not a good sister?
Well, it's not that you're not a good sister. It's just you gotta think that your actions don't just have doesn't affect not just only you, but it also affects me. Like next year, I'm gonna be applying for colleges, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that with things that are on the internet. I might not even be able to get a girlfriend because people they already know. In public, people ask me, "Do you really like your sister? Do you really approve of this?" Like, I actually don't think this can work in my future.
Christian, with everything that I'm doing, I've never once wanted it to affect you like this. Oh, I'm sorry. I really don't want it to affect you.
There's nothing else I can say. Everything else. I'm leaving.
Bro.
a gynecologist?
No, colleges.
Oh, colleges.
Colleges.
I heard gynecologist. So
So, like,
All right, so I'm going to let Katie explain this one because she sent it to me.
So she's an OnlyFans model, right? Model, entertainer, etc. And
Glorified porn
she's
star.
like she's been making money for her family, and like providing for them. She's basically like paying for her little brother's college, but he's like, everybody knows who you are, and they ask like, are you okay with your sister doing this stuff? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, I feel like that would be a really tough situation, man.
I'm actually going through that right now.
Yep. With your kids or
with
family?
my little same, different. You feel me?
Okay.
So my little brothers are they don't they're, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. They're so mean.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day,
about what you're doing.
Yeah. But at the
I
end
get
of
it
the day,
though.
I'm the only one that they can call on, they can depend on. Like, if they need something, right? Like, my little brother, he's 16. He does football. He's emotionally unavailable. His life, his love is football.
Yeah.
You know? So, he tore his ACL.
Okay.
Mom needed help. I went and I did that. You know? But then I come back into the household and they're like, yo, where's my sister? What is she doing? You know, who is she with?
She's on the streets,
and I
man.
understand. And I understand because I'm like, yo, I'm out here getting that bread.
It's confusing for like a young man, like, to see your sister doing that stuff.
Yeah, and it sucks because, like, I understand that they have their feelings about what I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean,
at the
like,
end
it's
of the day,
completely valid.
But at the end of the day, do not ever let anybody talk anything about your family.
Yeah.
If you know that you can depend on your family, if you can go on with that, if you can have solace and solidarity in that, that's fine.
Loki, I
Period.
feel like the video is staged for engagement.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it may be
They're
staged for
exploiting
engagement,
the
but that is some
situation and
real stuff
making
that's
that, like,
actually happening.
engagement
And I kind of cried. I did. I cried a little bit.
The first thing I thought when I saw this was this is probably like to boost her
Put on,
OnlyFans. But here's the thing: is
Reaction farming.
I hate that that's my first presumption. I hate
Yeah.
that
and then it wasn't really genuinely.
that it wasn't. The fact that it could have been makes me feel that much worse for like having watched. The
Have you
fucking
seen
thing.
her other videos with him? She bought him a car with her.
Because I'm a mom,
Mhm.
it hit me differently because I could understand that perspective as a young man. Because my son's about to be 16.
Well, a lot of the
I would love
So-
to hear so much more about your perspective because my mom has been an adult worker. She's been a dancer though. You feel me?
My son doesn't know that realm of me.
No.
I feel that.
I have geo-blocked most of my family.
Do you think that he's going to
And-
find out? Is that like a fear of yours?
I don't think that he's necessarily naive because my son is in top 1% in the country and in the
Yeah,
gifted
you
program.
seem like you have smart kids.
Yeah, my son is brilliant. He's
Absolutely.
actually appearing at Congress in June to actually
fuck
speak
yeah.
at the
Wow.
medical leaders of
Can I
America.
come?
Yes.
I'm so serious.
Bring all your
But-
friends.
Yeah, so much. But there's a reason that I protect my one identity to the other. And I keep my lives completely separate because of that industry.
May I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
So you have your breast done.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
does that?
my boobs were about this size before I breastfed, so I really just pumped them back up to what they were.
Oh, okay. So my question
Bicycle
is
pump.
because I want to get my breast done and everything like that.
I'll give you
know.
my doctor. He's amazing.
I'm going
I have no
with
scars.
Dr. Smith, but
Dr. Sessa, Sarasota, Florida.
That's real.
Oh.
And I've
Okay.
sent him people from Vegas, Boston, all over the country just to get them done because I literally have zero scars.
But my question is, do you feel like after you had your breasts like done and everything like that, when it came to like PTAs and like involvement with like normal vanilla life,
I show
was
up
it
like a
different?
soccer mom with a bun in my hair, no makeup,
Dude,
and,
she's the
and a
MILF.
big hoodie.
Okay,
She's the
so
MILF.
it
So,
didn't change
I
for
don't-
you.
No. No.
Okay, thank
because I didn't allow it to. I don't.
That's something that I'm
I don't
learning
present
from my
myself around my son or that realm of my life like this.
You would get so. You would
See,
get
so
along with my mom
here's
so much.
the reason I'm asking you, the reason I asked about your mom in the first place is this: is that
Listen, thank you.
there is a sort of this, and maybe this video sort of plays into that, but there's this, I think, push, or there's this new narrative, or there's this new like sort of line of attack on women who do.
Yes.
Well, it is, but it's also OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Oh, the internet never forgets. And I've said this before. It's like women who are in OnlyFans. Women, it doesn't have to be OnlyFans. You could be on Instagram and have like ass shots if you want. That's like somewhere that exists,
Absolutely.
right? And if one, and I'm just saying it for sake of example, like if one of your son's friends, not himself, but one of his friends looks up your shots from like 10 years ago, and you go, "Is this your mom?" Right? That it would take a lot of determination for a guy to do, for a kid to do that on, like, say, your Instagram. Not that they couldn't find it, they probably could, but the idea is that they're going to have the tenacity to go and do something like that so that they can find some way to fuck with your son because mom was an OnlyFans girl.
I separate myself so much from my son's friends.
Mm-hmm.
And don't allow them to see this part of my personality, because I literally show up with no makeup, hair, so they wouldn't even.
And so here's the thing: is we had like a few weeks ago, we had Fresh and Fit, and we had Marquette in here, and he was going after Doma because Doma has a child as well, right? And quite honestly, I thought it was more sensationalist than anything else. I understand the line of attack, and I understand there's this want to sort of like escalate shit as much as possible. But the fact of the matter is this is going to be increasingly more common as women get older, as we progress more within the social media age. And I think that one of the things, and this was my take on this, is that the kids that are doing this, at some point, it's going to be so normalized that their moms are doing it just as much as their friends' moms are doing it. And it's not going to be some sort of like, competition and shaming, because Joey's mom was an OnlyFans skank back in the day, and just like your mom was, right? And so there's this back and forth between them. And I'm saying that it's going to get to the point where it's going to be so we're going to cast, what is it, the Overton window for for OnlyFans women who can't get away from their digital footprint. So telling women to see sort of like the God's eye view of this, the forest for the trees here, and saying like going forward into the future, women are more likely going to regret having done what they've done, but only to an extent, because so many have done it and so many are doing it still right now.
I'm not going to lie. My son is so intelligent, and my son is so supportive. I've been a single mom pretty much since I was like 6 months pregnant. My ex-husband and I separated when he was a year because I caught him cheating on me when I was pregnant. Tried to do marriage counseling, didn't work. But I've never gotten child support, never gotten alimony. I've done everything for my son myself. So my son has wanted for nothing. He's a 4.8 weighted GPA. He's in the gifted top 1% in the country. Black belt in Taekwondo since he was 11.
Hell yeah.
I have done everything for my son by myself. And I also have an insanely sarcastic personality. And I sexualize 90% of jokes. And my son is witness to a bunch of them. So in that fact, he's not naive. However, we have not sat down and had the talk of what I do, although he does know that I work in the nightclub industry.
Do you think
it just never had, but I know he's seen my dance shoes.
Yeah.
I know he's seen my outfits hanging out. You know what? I don't think he would judge me. And I don't think, when it came down to it, honestly, if I would have bring it up now, I don't think he'd be surprised.
He would be more proud.
And
like,
you know what?
Speaking
and
from
he would
experience,
just brush it off and be
proud.
like, you know what? My mom is the best mom. I never miss anything. I buy him everything. He wants for nothing. And I have no one to thank but myself. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that, so like a lot of, do you have something, Zoe?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm like, I have a daughter, and like I've always thought about like how I'm going to bring that up like when she gets older. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, if some kids say something to her, I'm just going to tell her, walk your ass back in that classroom and tell them, okay, but did your mom bring you to Disneyland 6 times this year? Shut up.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing. I got bullied relentlessly by everybody. They like ever since elementary school. They would be like, oh, so your mom's a stripper? Can I bounce quarters off of her ass or whatever? So then my mom told me.
When you old enough.
I have also done my due diligence.
If they can make the money, shit, it's going to the same
I've
place.
also done the due diligence to geo-block certain parts of the country
Yeah.
from being accessible to my entertainer Instagram. So I've blocked family members. I've blocked certain states.
My mom
I
has to do
actually
that
have
too.
an IT guy that has done that for me. So I've actually taken the time to actually do that
Mm-hmm. Well, so I think that a lot of the stuff that I see right now is this want to escalate things, and I don't think it's about like actually trying to warn women or anything like that, or it's more about like sort of there's this want for red meat in the chats. There's this want for this shaming, shame, and I hate to even use the word because I hate using. This is the most overused word in the world, but it's like they say these shaming tactics, but it's done from a perspective of I'm doing you the fucking favor. No, you're not doing the fucking favor.
They can only shame you if you have remorse.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, like, as I was saying before, I'm not saying that because things are going to be normalized more in the future. I think that, like I said, like the sons and daughters of women who are in OnlyFans right now, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be so common that I don't think it will be as big a deal as everybody wants to make it out. I'm not saying that it's right or it's fucking wrong. I'm just pointing out the obvious here is that there's going to be this commonality from the next generation. It's not Gen Z. It's going to be whatever comes after Gen Z. So I was going to say one second.
Go ahead.
I was going to say is that the idea that you're doing society and this woman a favor by saying you need to get off OnlyFans and go put on a burqa or go and get back to you find a nunnery or some shit like that. The thing is you're only doing this not to help her, but to help to serve your own fucking brand because you think that by doing so it's going to help society. No, it's not, because society won't be the same way it is in another generation. So where do you stand at?
And you know when my OnlyFans actually came about? It was during COVID, when everything was closed and I didn't have I was doing real estate and I was dancing at a club and I didn't have any realm of income. So my instinctual thing as a mother was to provide for my son. So I came up with a way to do that, and that's where my OnlyFans originally came about, was really just to take care of my son. Because we couldn't go out of the house, but I still needed to provide. I still needed to pay my own rent.
Thank you.
I still needed to, buy my son stuff.
Thank you.
So that's where it came about. Like my OnlyFans really came about to provide for my child.
Thank you.
So they can judge me all they want. They're not my son's fucking parent.
So I'm gonna throw this out here real quick. Space to put through this. This is super chat here.
Hence why I don't care what a man makes, because I can make it.
I'll direct this at you. Women will get mad about fathers trying to buy their children after divorce, yet we'll be sitting here arguing the same point about Disneyland and shit.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you were.
Wait, say that one more
basically
time?
trying to buy the affections of their children, whereas
almost like
I think that's kind of apples.
Favor them in the divorce is what you mean?
I think it's kind of apples and oranges, because you're not trying to buy like a vacation. It's like you're providing for the basic necessities.
Buying their affection.
Here's the thing: is the child that you have right now, are you married to the father still, or is it?
Oh God, no.
No. Okay. So is he paying child support?
Nope, never has.
Never has. So you're basically 100% financially responsible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The only thing
that makes a big difference.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why.
Get it.
But my son's father has access to him when I'm out here. But my son's father never had him overnight until he was about 7 or 8, because I told you he was physically abusive to me. He was mentally abusive. He did work to actually be a better person. But until my son was old enough to be able to tell me what happened at Daddy's, he couldn't go there overnight.
Thank you.
So
for that.
and I chose not to fight him in court for custody. So even though on paper we have 50-50 custody, I could have went after him for child support. I chose my son's livelihood and safety because I knew that at that point he was a spiteful man, that if I would have went after him for child support, he would have demanded the time, and during that time I knew my son wouldn't have been cared for properly or safe.
Yeah.
So I forego the money and I chose to do it myself.
Zoe, you have a daughter or a son?
A daughter.
A daughter?
Yeah.
Would you, I'm going to ask you the same question, would you want her to get into doing OnlyFans? I don't know how old she is now, but
she's 3.
Okay.
That's a loaded question.
Obviously nobody wants that for their kid. I do it. I have nothing against it. But I want her to grow up and obviously do better things and be successful without having to get naked for money. But I didn't have that leisure. I dropped out of school when I was 13. I was just went through the ringer as a kid, and this was a survival thing for me. Growing up, my family and stuff. I moved out when I was pretty young and stuff, and just went to do that. But for her, like, I want to provide like security where she never has to do that. But if she did choose to do that, I wouldn't be upset. I would support her 100% as her mother.
Awesome. This makes me feel like a
As long
lot
as they were
better
18.
because I
As
had
long as they were at least 18.
I had a miscarriage. I had a miscarriage when I was 18. I'm 25. It's okay. You know, it's fine. But like people ask me and they say things like this or whatever, and I'm like, I have the same perspective. You feel me? So it makes me feel a lot better about everything that happened because at the end of the day, it's just the needle in the hay.
Can I ask you why your brothers give you such a hard time if your mom condones it?
Yes. Thank you for asking.
Because if they're under the same roof in the household and she's like supporting you, why wouldn't she kind of?
She actually supports her
my
mom
mom
sometimes.
has, yeah, she has. Okay, so if you leave the house, like say that I'm your mom, right, and then you leave, I will find someone that reminds me of you.
Okay.
And then I will put them in your place, and I'll help them get to where they need to be for however long. So my mom has an issue with spreading herself thin.
Okay.
You know? Like, and I'm pretty sure that you probably have this problem before.
Yeah, I take care of everybody.
Yeah, deadass. Like,
Always
it's a
have.
thing. It's a
I'm
maternal
everybody's
instinct.
emergency contact, but nobody answers the phone for me.
Yeah.
One of the things I was going to say is
Rolo will answer the phone for you.
I will answer
100%. Put Rolo as your emergency contact.
Yes.
If you don't answer the phone for me,
I'm
Michael, we're
always
gonna have
there.
a
Of course, I'm
problem.
going to answer the phone for you.
Always there.
Are you kidding me?
I was going to say is that
I will send my girlfriend with a Glock to go take care of whatever
I will
the problem
answer
is.
the phone if you need someone.
See, there we go.
No, here's my
See,
thing.
now we have a
Glocks are unnecessary when there are tacos
Solidarity.
involved.
My boyfriend's a pretty good emergency contact.
Yeah. Well, let me throw one
Am I wrong?
Let me throw one. We're getting short on time, but I want to throw one more thing out here. One of the things that really kind of pissed me off about the whole thing with like, like I was just asking, would you want your daughter to be into it? That was the question that was asked, right? And honestly, rather than asking those questions, why are we not saying, would you favor banning OnlyFans altogether? Because if we're talking right now about banning TikTok,
Yeah, but you can't ban
but we're not
OnlyFans.
going to regulate, and we're not going to find some way to sort of limit OnlyFans because
OnlyFans, Sex
actually has,
Panther,
like-
right, okay,
Slushy,
exactly,
whatever, yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so here's my thing.
And I'm not
Here's-
saying ban, maybe regulate. There's zero regulations whatsoever on
No,
it.
you just have to
That's
check a
not
box
true.
that you're 18.
No, on TikTok there's mad regulations. The TikTok in China is not the same TikTok you will get here. That's what they do not say.
100%.
But people try to say it, but then
the point is this:
they don't
rather than ask
get
questions
to.
about would you want your daughter to be in OnlyFans, how about this? Why don't you instead of that, if you want to have a solution instead of like trying to like help the next generation and be that guy, why are you not like in some way like writing Congress and saying we need to limit fucking OnlyFans?
I actually I am writing.
You would have a
movement that's actually starting to move in.
if you were sincerely worried about saving Western culture
I
from
am.
fucking, well, not you, but I mean just in general, like from moral degeneracy, right? Instead of like harping on women with daughters and sons, whatever, who are on OnlyFans, why are you not marching on fucking Congress right now and say we need to find some way to regulate
But
it?
notice how they only harp on the women and not harp on the men.
That is a more direct way of if you really wanted to, that's a far more pragmatic and more efficient way of helping everybody out. But that never enters the fucking conversation.
But that's also a social. That's also a social like double standard because they will sit there and they will shame the mothers, but they don't shame the guys for OnlyFans, and a lot of them are fathers.
That's why Girthmaster has gone viral.
It's like because you're a
because
mother,
he marginalized
you're
on
like
that same
sanctimonious.
idea.
But if you're a dad, which I know several adult stars that are fathers, that they don't get flack for it.
No.
But we do as mothers because it's a sexist bias.
I would love to find out, like, I know it's not Sterling Cooper, but like I would love to find like a male porn star who has a son and say, would you want your son to get into this?
I
wonder what the answer would be.
I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, whatever. That sounds like, I mean, whatever he's got to do to make money.
I know a few that live here that I could probably get here if you want.
Dude, I know Karen. I could ask Karen.
I know top
actually.
1% OnlyFan guy who has a son who actually still posts his son on his Instagram that he has linked to his OnlyFans, and that to me is like, no.
Does that?
I don't understand
Should be the
that.
guys, remember, the backup Instagram is where the OnlyFans is attached, not the main Instagram. That's pictures of the family. That goes on there.
Or
The porn goes on the backup Instagram.
No,
Do you guys understand? Thank you. Free game for you right there.
All right,
Just
we
make
got to
sure.
wrap. We got to wrap.
All right, let's go ahead. Katie, hurry up. Get back here. Go ahead and tell us real quick. So,
what do you think of the show?
What do you think? So, we're going to do this is called the share
This
circle.
is great.
Oh yeah,
This is share. This is a share circle.
It was my first time.
Kylie's going to.
Come to the share circle.
She's going to Paul Mitchell School for Hair, and
We're
at the
gonna
end
kumbaya
on
in a
Fridays they
second.
have a share circle. So we're going to do a share circle
At the end of the night.
Go ahead,
highs and
Rihanna.
lows?
What's your pit and what's your peak?
Highs and lows, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So my high was. I'm gonna go with lows first. My low was. Realistically,
you just became British. I don't understand.
Sorry, Manchester, good
Yeah.
grandmother.
It's Manchester.
Yeah.
Manchester.
So basically, one low that I would take from it is that there's not enough time.
There's never enough time.
Rihanna, do you want to drive me back? You want to drive me home? Here, you want to? I'm just kidding. I'm fucking. I'm sorry. I'm fucking.
Do you
Sorry.
want me to blow you on the way? Because that's the only way that I'm gonna go.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Negative.
All right,
His
there we
girlfriend
go.
wouldn't approve.
Anyway,
Probably
but
not.
my highs
Unless she
are
brought
that
you
everyone
herself.
here is very open-minded and as opinionated
Told
as
you
they
she
are.
was problematic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not controversial. I'm a straight-up problem.
I'm controversial.
All right. So
She's
what's your
problematic.
highs?
My highs are everyone here is very, very different, very lovely. Even you with your nice thick lips.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm coming for you.
That's
baby.
nasty.
I think she's hitting on you.
Oh God.
So, but no, realistically, it's my first time since I've been on a podcast ever in my life.
Well, welcome.
It's great. So go on. I'm done.
I like the haters.
Your highs were the haters.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
Literally.
mission accomplished.
And then the lows are these fucking lights in my face. And look here, I put my purse on my lap because I'm not trying to flash my pussy online. Calm down.
Oh, God.
Like,
It's a
calm
really
down.
glorious pussy.
Like, shut up.
Good to know.
I'm just saying.
No, but like
And
we
go
could
get
do a
mad at
what's
me
in
for
my
spitting face.
after the show. I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna do a whole what's in my bag, and there is no meth pipe. Suck a dick. Thank you.
She gonna take it out.
Highs and lows. And to the mic, please.
I heard that.
But you have to say it.
I'll pour it on the
You have to
fucking
say
table.
it in a French accent. Go.
That was hot.
Go ahead.
Well, it's my first time on a podcast as well. I guess the highs are I like hearing everyone's opinions, and I like how people can say what they want. You don't get judged for it. Besides the comments, we're going to say what they want to say. But here in our group, you can say what you want, and we'll be respectful back to you. And I would say the lows is there tequila?
Yeah.
Tequila right there.
Oh, Lord.
Tequila the whole time. What are you talking
That's
about?
not enough. I just want more tequila.
Okay, Danny, next time, come on, like in a couple weeks, come back on and we'll have tequila for you, okay?
That's all. But everything else is
Tequila.
wonderful.
Yeah. Oh,
I can lick
he
it.
brought tequila for you.
I can
Yeah.
lick
Thank
it.
you.
I can lick it.
You're dating a guy who's more than 20 years older than you? That's fucking crazy.
I love
That's
it.
fucking
I love
crazy.
it. I like men who have experience.
It's hot.
And
I agree
wisdom.
Totally cannot
And
believe
it's over the
any.
bullshit.
Can't believe anyone would ever do that. That's crazy.
I love
How many year gap do you have, Michael?
What'd you say?
How many year is your gap?
24.
Oh, close
I'm 24 years older.
Close enough.
Go ahead.
My down is that I'm sunburnt as fuck and I look like a lobster.
I have aloe vera for you, baby.
It's okay. No, highs. I always love coming on here. I love talking with you guys. Love getting people's perspectives, meeting girls out here. It's always a good time, and I appreciate you guys having me on.
Probably
So
have some
many
hair oil in
times.
my
We
purse.
love having you on.
Yes.
Yes.
Kitty just
All the
talks
shit
shit.
in my bag.
Yes.
Avery?
Avery, thank you for joining us finally.
That would probably be my low, is that I wasn't able to join you last couple of weeks because, number one, it was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy late
So, and I'm
birthday.
sorry I had to cancel you. The second time I canceled, I had a paid modeling commercial, so I apologize on that.
Well, you're forgiven.
Well,
So,
damn.
so yeah, and I didn't know that my boyfriend had something planned on my birthday, and then I was informed. So those were the
That's
two times
hot.
I did cancel. So
That's
they are
fucking
kind
hot.
of justifiable.
Valid.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
My high is that you guys have always been gracious enough to have me on, and I just love being around you guys, and you guys, your show is great, and it's controversial, and I love all the topics that you
God, on the scale of controversial, we're like a 2, though. Like, real talk, like, it's not really that bad.
We are not controversial.
But it doesn't mean that the people you have on aren't.
No, for sure, they definitely are. But it's like
But
people.
it's definitely a diverse population in which you like.
You know what I found? So I went on Bradley's podcast a couple weeks ago, and he just posted the podcast, and I gave this very, very rudimentary, super non-controversial explanation of mate choice copying, which is totally undeniable. The concept of pre-selection, meaning when women find a man attractive, more women find him attractive.
What is rudimentary?
Rudimentary, basic, elementary, very basic.
Basic to ask.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so I have this. If you guys want to look it up, it's on my wall, and I just caught nothing but shit from people. What I stated was clearly based in scientific fact, and they still told me that I was an immature fucking loser. And what I found is, I'm not trying to be bombastic with you guys. I'm not trying to like fight with you. But when I use science for our data, they hate me even more. They fucking hate us even more. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
Because they don't want a professorial college class. They want to be there just to fucking rage.
How's your mom's basement?
Yeah. Well.
Oh,
well, I mean, that's honestly. Let Zoe go.
Go back to your Call of Duty, boys.
I'll come back to my highs and lows. But go ahead, Zoe. Zoe's got to go.
I don't have any lows. I'm pretty happy.
See?
I'm just like, my high is definitely getting to be in a room with beautiful women and finally being able to get a word in this podcast.
You're hot too.
I didn't talk the whole last podcast because
there was a lot.
You figured it out.
The fucking mushrooms.
I said
I feel you.
we need a talking stick. I was like, everybody.
A talking stick. That's actually not a bad idea.
I don't know.
I didn't know you were
really
feeling the girls. I'm just going to put you next to like hot girls all the time. Would that make you talk
like
more?
a big pink dildo.
I'm happy with my placement.
Yes, but then I'd have to hold. Then I would have to hold the big pink dildo when it was time for me to speak.
Exactly. It would be good for you. It would be good for you.
Why? Because then I'll shut up and not hold it.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say is like my getting back to your point and actually yours too is I think that one of the strengths of this podcast is that we're here to have constructive conversation rather than just like, oh man, get the fuck out of here, you know. And I think
get the fuck out of here.
That's what I think that's what makes this. I mean, well, besides we have the most beautiful women in Las Vegas on the show, but the other thing is that we're not here to kick girls off. We're not here to specifically run them up the flagpole.
We're here to let you guys embarrass yourself.
Yes,
we're not going to say shit. You do whatever the fuck you want. We're going to give you plenty of rope.
Look at that.
We do it.
But it's like we give women the opportunity. We give women the opportunity to sort of have a good conversation. Whether that gets really controversial and crazy is another
Give
thing.
us a safe platform to be heard.
Right.
And you know, it's diverse and
everybody in the chat's like, we don't want that. Get it out of here.
Here's my thing. I'm very, very excited because
give us the cheesy nachos.
You right here.
I just bring the boobs.
Literally nothing tops.
I'm coming for you.
Nothing tops Natalia Starr 2 weeks ago.
For you.
For what?
Rihanna.
I want you to train me.
Oh, she wants to fight me now.
Oh, okay. No. I want you.
Michael, go.
No,
She
I don't
wants
want
me
to fight
teach
you.
her how to fight.
Yes.
Somebody get a sedative. Somebody get a barbiturate here. We need something.
Hit her with the trank.
Okay.
First of all,
so guys, I just want to say this. There's nothing beats 2 weeks ago when Natalia Starr was sitting right there next to Marquette. And he goes, "This is we went through our trauma and we worked through our trauma by doing the sex work. That's what we do." I'm like, yes, you worked through your trauma with the sex work. Yes. I couldn't have written that.
Can I?
I mean, he's not lying.
I just have one request. Okay. Deadass. This is
Only
my first
one?
time. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
And I'll let it rest. Can you both go like this?
No, guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. There's not much to see here.
Oh my
There really is. There's something over there. I saw something over there.
I caught a fish.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not really sure.
Hell yeah.
There's something. What was something over that way?
Wait, we got to do Johnny Bravo.
I'm not
Sure.
going to do it.
I love this.
My arms are covered, but there you go.
There you go.
You guys cheated.
Let me see. I said my arms are covered, but there you go.
Oh.
I'm an undercover lesbo.
What are we looking at?
I'm okay.
All right, what do we got going on next week?
All right, guys. So next week,
tie this up with a big bow.
Guys, next week.
Her name's Vanessa Hotties. I need to give you her. She's really good.
Hold on.
This means ceasefire in the fucking in the Marine Corps.
Ceasefire.
All right, ceasefire. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Real quick. Next week we're going to do another Access Vegas.
Yes.
And then I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks because I got New York and then going to Miami. We're all going to be in Miami.
What part are we invited?
Babes in Toyland.
Babes in Toyland.
Do we get the invite?
Babes in Toyland White Party is going to be May 18th at Hyde SLS.
And you want to be
in Miami.
Are you going to Secaucus?
No, I'm not going. I'm going to New York City. I'm going to, it's a place called Met.
Your major malfunction,
This island they brought from the Algonquin Indians called Manhattan. That's where I'm going. So now. That's funny. On Thursday, I'm going to be having Farah and Jasmine Jafar on the show, so it should be really interesting. They're going to take me on. Jasmine is the OF lawyer. Is that what you call it? The OF attorney. So I'm pretty excited to have her on. I gotta make sure I study up because she reads a lot of statistics, so it's going to be kind of interesting to do that. Greg Duchette has already talked to me. He said he's going to come on the show pretty soon, and then hopefully we can get James Sexton on here at some point.
James Sexton will be at the White Party. Actually,
yes, James Sexton will be with you guys. I'm gonna lean over to James and I'll be like, James, do parties like this where girls have big tits and big asses, do these parties cause divorce? Is that where divorce comes from?
We're gonna do some Instagram reels over there.
Okay, so that has everything to do with what's that?
Rihanna, we're joking. It's a joke. We're just kidding. We're just kidding right now. Okay, so make sure you see that. Also, hopefully in the future, William Costello, Alex Datesyke, and Mac and Murphy have all agreed to come on the show. So we hopefully will have them here in the future. Hopefully at some point we'll get Dr. Buss on again. Eventually, at some point this year, I'm going to have Bilzerian back on. We've already discussed that. And Bilzerian. And then also the guys from V Shreds, we're going to have them on at some point. So that's what we have coming up in the future on the Michael Sartain podcast, if you guys want to check that out. And also, shout out to all of you who are new to this. I got 40,000 subs in the last 72 hours, and the reason why is because of a video that we released that got 12 million views. It was a YouTube short. So shout out, thank you guys for all of you who are new to watching my program. If you made it through this far in the program, I really, really do appreciate you.
Yes.
And then finally, thank you to all you guys. We have just crossed 1,500 members in Men of Action, so I want to say thank you guys for doing that. That really worked out well, so I really appreciate all you guys joining. And then the alumni program is blowing up. It's getting really big. And we have a new surprise coming up for you in the next couple months. We have another program that's going to be coming out that we're going to be selling for. We're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and I am personally involved.
There you go.
Hell
beautiful.
yeah.
I was going to say,
I'm finally. One other guy, Casey Zander. Casey Zander's coming on too. I forgot to. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's also say we're going to be on Fresh and Fit when we're in Miami. We're also going to be on the Adam Sosnick show on Saucecast.
So the 15th, Fresh and Fit. The 16th will be Saucecast, probably Danza Project, and then the 17th will be Fresh and Fit again.
And my LFC fight's going to be announced in the next couple weeks.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay. Most likely, I'm doing something with Wes Watson. We've talked about. I don't know if we're going to do something like a podcast or whatever. And then I also have something planned, hopefully with Brandon Carter.
Excellent. Great. Guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next week.
Bye. Goodbye.